What's going on? Little bit of streaming. Cause why not? How's the auto quality, Lothar? Lothar, the guy who donated last time. Yeah. Yes, I know what to do. Alright. My god, T's coming next week. Same. Should be here next week for the show, hopefully. Well, not this show, next show, which Drit's on. Fucking good shirt, boy. All the UIs that come up. What to do first, Sanji or Zoro? You go, you go do that, Silvers. You can jump in if you want, Silvers. Same with you, Lothar. It's just Discord in the description if you want to jump into the Discord.
Yo, yo.
What's going on, man?
None much, not much. Ah, finally starting the thumbnail. I thought you do the thumbnails like as soon as the scans the scans come out.
I usually do it Sunday morning.
Ah,
Cause like, I usually think about what I'm gonna do. But it was pretty clear this week, you know.
yeah. Everybody decided. Yeah, the Sanji Zoro reunion. Finally.
I mean, Joy Boy decided to just like smile people, which is a weird choice, but you know.
Yeah, I mean that has more of a focus in the chapter, I guess. But if you want to go for like just hype, yeah, it's these two definitely.
Oi, Lothar, you're gonna get in trouble at work, are you? They're gonna think Kaido's the strongest.
Ah, hey, Lothar just joined. Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
Yo,
What's going on, man?
Not a lot. Is my AC too loud? No central air.
Right.
hey, Eric, what are you predicting for the famous 944?
I don't know. We should.
Zoro gonna die?
We should get some clashes with Zoro and Sanji at some point in the chapter. I think the whole
Is
chapter's
Zoro
gonna
gonna
be
die?
Zoro and Sanji in action together. To be honest.
Hopefully. Hey, why was King coming at you in the stream, bro?
About what?
The I think it was about Zoro having something to say to Sanji about the whole bullshit that was happening that went down in Whole Cake.
I don't know, man. I guess he's being corrupted by the arguments.
Man, I cannot wait for 944. I cannot wait for that chapter. So many theories are going to die.
Nah, man.
Do you guys think
Yeah, go ahead.
Hawkins and X-Drake are gonna move, or do you think they're gonna? I know the ninjas are going to immediately uh uh Orochi.
Right.
The,
I don't know about.
the
Drake could, like, either Oda makes him join, or he's like, fuck the supernovas, they're dead, and makes them be defeated this arc.
He's got to keep face for now. He's still looking for something. Remember?
Yeah, I know.
I'm just hoping that whatever happens with the supernova, it's not, well, Drake and Hawkins specifically, because I've always been of the mindset that ex Drake was always working with Law. Hawkins, I feel like he's gonna switch to our side at some point, because otherwise, what was the point of bringing up that trump card, tarot card thing? That's obviously going to somebody on our side, right?
Yeah.
And
And he faced off against Kizaru. Kizaru, he's not so weak-willed that he would just buckle with nothing to fall back on. You know?
yeah, and as for Pooh, I really don't care. I don't care what happens with the Pooh, but personally, I hope that he stays on Kaido's side, just so the Supernova aren't all, but don't all eventually become buddy buddy at some point with Luffy. I want to actually fight one of these Supernova,
Yeah. But the
and
Who do you think can? Who do you think can tangle with Luffy at this point, other than Kid?
no one.
I'm of the mindset Law can, but not in like physical strength, like his cunning and his
Uh,
ability. I feel
he
like
could
should
probably.
be enough.
I don't know about beating him. He could definitely hold him.
No, 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 no. Tango,
Tango.
Tango.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
you
he's
said
seen good
Tango.
force. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. As for beating, I'd give Law 20% odds, and that's being generous.
Listen, I don't think
yeah.
anyone could even touch Luffy in the supernovas at the moment.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you finished that statement. If you'd have said
He's done.
anybody can tango,
He's done. Like, Luffy's done too much for anyone to come at him.
I
Like,
mean, other people most likely have done things. It's just off
Kid
screen,
Kid
and
gets Kid gets roasted constantly by the emperors, alright? And Luffy beat Katakuri.
and that's one of the things. Kid has, as far as we've seen, has only lost to emperors, and if correct me if I'm wrong, at an admiral, right? Did he lose to somebody in Saboti?
Nah, nothing with nothing. We didn't see anything with him.
Oh yeah, him and Law tag teamed. His crew and Law's crew tag teamed two pacifistas,
Yeah.
and that was about it. But yeah, but Kid has only lost to an emperor, and so is Luffy. As far as I'm concerned, Kid doesn't really have that many L's under him.
Yeah, he said that he went into Big Mom's territory and clashed with a commander and then came out fine.
Yeah, he said that they people who spun it as, oh, he lost to Big Mom, and that's why he ran away, like he lost to their forces, when in reality all he did was go in and smack somebody around for messing with his crew and then dip out. Outside of that, like, yeah, and he even beat a sweet commander. Which one it was, we have no idea.
Um. Listen, alright. Kid's fine, but he's no Luffy.
No,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah. In terms of like what we've seen from him, yeah, he's definitely no Luffy. He's nowhere near Luffy.
I think
Luffy is.
I don't know what Oda wants to do with
Right.
Kid. To be honest, like he escaped prison, but like where is he? You know.
I think didn't Oda say something along the lines of the supernova themselves were created like out of nowhere, but Kid was the only one that he actually had plans for.
yes.
Well,
Yeah, he said that in an interview.
I'm gonna assume that Kid's gonna help Luffy in the Kaido fight, right? We all assume that's gonna happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I was talking to Christian, like, if Big Mom ends up dying at some point,
Hmm.
I'm like 99% sure like Katakuri is gonna be the emperor when Luffy's Pirate King. Cause he's gonna.
By the end of this series, I don't think. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say I don't think there will be any emperors. I think another system is gonna replace it. You know how like during Roger's time it was the big three, Roger, Whitebeard, and Shiki. Now there's then there were the four emperors. I think after Luffy is Pirate King, there may be a different classification for him. Like the I don't want to say the Supernova because I don't think all of them are going to take a top tier spot in the world, but I do think that they are going to have some type of impact. But yeah, on some levels, I do agree. Katakuri will most likely be the captain. I'm a firm believer in Smoothie just because of the respect,
To the
but
smoothie.
But
I'm a firm believer
um,
in Smoothie.
I don't think like it was a mutual respect that built over a fight, and he allowed it. Luffy winning was an out for Katakuri for this impossible um, burden of a title that he had as the great one, the undefeated. That was
Yeah.
his way out. I don't think if they met up again, like it's Katakuri's not going to pick Luffy over his family.
Yeah, but for
So
me, it's just I look at the text and what Oda's given us. Will he come back to defeat Big Mom? And then Perispera and the rest are talking about who would succeed Big Mom, and everyone on the whole family's like Katakuri would succeed. You know, so in that regard, Oda's kind of like setting it up to be like, yeah,
yeah,
Katakuri's the man that will like make the
do
Big
you
Mom
guys feel
pirates
like?
good.
Go ahead.
After like when Big Mom's defeated, the Big Mom pirates, and now the Katakuri pirates will be led by like a real leader, because everyone respects Katakuri.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, they respect the illusion that he's put up,
Well,
but
No, no,
they
because
do
after they
respect
said
his
he was
strength.
defeated,
after he was defeated, all the older ones at least were like, yeah, Katakuri would clearly lead. So they haven't lost
from
the
from the
respect.
from the just the regular grunts to the siblings, they were all enraged and all after Luffy immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, only the young ones really would not know about Katakuri. Like Oven Daifuku, Perisboro, Brule, they all know about his mouth. Like, it's not a secret because they grew up together.
Yeah. It wasn't
Well, he
until
started.
the brulee incident that he started wrapping his mouth, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but he wasn't old then. He wasn't very old. I'd say he was about
Oh yeah, the
13. He was
only
still.
like
yeah.
the upper echelon of the kids know about Katakuri's face and they just really don't give a fuck. It's just a face. I think the only reason that he even wraps his face up is one to he views it as he has an inferiority complex over it, but not really. He's just hiding it so
Well,
to put on that
He's
that
he's
that
hiding his
illusion that
weakness. He's hiding his one
yeah.
weakness,
Yeah,
which he was not probably won't hide anymore.
And
yeah.
to
I
be
think
honest, it's not even really that much of a weakness. It's just people teased him for it, so he covered it up. And
if
now
the yeah, and you need total
there's no reason to
concentration
look
for
now.
his observation, and if somebody mentioning something about that really bothered him,
Well,
then that
if
would
you
throw
really
off
think about the
his.
fight, like Luffy made him into a man
Yeah,
that probably now won't care about his mouth at all because he revealed it to his family in that fight.
yeah, I agree.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, he pulled off the scarf in front of
Flampe,
Flampe,
and everyone
and
took
I
pictures and
hate
shit.
I hate
yeah, they
her.
were taking pictures and shit.
Well, she's in the trash tier for a reason, It's like Lord Zarko is saying,
Flampe.
like he reckons that the family will split up if Big Mom falls. I'm not convinced. I'm pretty sure that like most of the family's there for each other. They're not there for Big Mom. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, absolutely. The only reason that Big Mom is even in the picture is because they're siblings.
I'm sure the
Like
evil
it's
ones
just because their
like Big
mother.
Mom as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure Mondore's like, yeah, Big Mom's cool because she has all the power in the world. Oh yeah, I'm sure she has her favorites, and they have like any family.
Do you guys think there'll ever be another like Kaido or Big Mom? Because genetically, they're freaks. Like,
Um, this is
There
the
probably are in the world. It's
we
just we
yeah
haven't come across them.
we expect like I don't know the Giants to be crazy, so maybe the Giants, but it's coming to like the part of the story where we're kind of like reaching the limit of like potential. But there's so much to be done. Like I know people don't like the idea of like One Piece Z or whatever, but I'd like to see fucking a new crew go through the new world
I'm
and
all for
see
a
old
follow up.
Katakuri and old Sanji and shit, and see what happened to Kid and what happened to Hawkins and shit. Because we won't get that. We won't get.
are you talking about like a light novel
No, I'm talking about like
of it?
new series
No,
after
he's
One
talking about
Piece.
like a Boruto, like a two piece.
Oh, okay.
It probably won't
Well,
be
Oda said
called.
he's not going to do another long-running series after this,
Yeah.
Unless
but he
he
says
said something.
he says a
He
lot
said
of things.
it. Yeah, he said if the ending is satisfying to him, he's not going to do anything after One Piece. But
Um,
if not, he'll continue.
like it wouldn't like no one would be there for like the new um like the new characters, like the new main character, whatever. Everyone would be there to see what happened to fucking Hawkins and shit.
Yeah, just to revisit all of those
Uh,
nostalgic places. Like, oh my God, we're back up in what is it, Skypiea. Everyone, it's been like 20 years. Everyone's living on infinite, like upper yard and shit.
Dr.
I wonder
Heroin's
what
like
every,
still alive.
yeah, like she's well past the
Enru comes
the
back down.
Inaru's now fucking Crocodile is living in Alabasta as a royal guard or some shit.
Do you
VV.
guys think Crocodile is going to take Dofi's place as like the
We
underworld kingpin?
we talked about it on the show a few times. We think he's like dealing in weapons, but I don't know if he's gonna be like the new Joker for
Up
Kaido.
to that level?
Because I think
I wouldn't be
I think the only
surprised.
reason why he was that high up in the underworld because he had the backing of Kaido, right? As well as him being no Flamingo.
Yeah, he had the
Uh,
backing of, well, not originally.
no,
The
yeah,
deal was
not
struck with
originally
Kaido
because
because he wanted the weapons, and he was
he was
already
already
selling the
yeah, he
Yeah,
was already a big name in the underworld. It was just
yeah,
and Kaido
but was he the
dealt
king in
with
the
him because
underworld?
of that.
You know, back then.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Kaido
because
dealt with him because of his status in the underworld.
if you remember the way Dofi talked, he said, "I'm holding the reins back." He didn't like talk like he had Kaido wrapped around his finger, not so much the other way around.
Yeah, not so much as he got his status because of Kaido.
Yeah,
Like Kaido came to him
I
because
mean,
of who he
kinda, but then
was.
he's like sweating bullets when people mention Kaido.
Oh, I
yeah.
mean, wouldn't you? You may, you may, you may be that force holding back
I
a
was
great evil, but that doesn't mean you don't fear that great
I was
evil.
watching the moment where Luffy punches the celestial dragon last night,
Mhm.
and it came to me the reason why Luffy's successful because he doesn't give a fuck. Like
Oh yeah,
in that scene, Kid's like, "Oh, don't do it." I'm like, "Kid, you're supposed to be fucking
ruthless.
ruthless, and you like don't punch the celestial
But
dragon."
all right, he didn't say don't do it. He was
He's
more
like,
along
"Is
the
he
He
lines
said,
of
"Hey,
serious?"
going.
hey, come on
He
now."
was like, hey, is he serious? Is he really gonna do that?
Yeah, implying that he wouldn't do it.
So yeah, yeah. So he's implying like he wouldn't do that shit. And kid's supposed to be the one who's ruthless and kills any and everybody.
Yeah, so Luffy will do what it takes. Kids, everyone else is too cautious.
Kid is ruthless, but yeah, like you just said, he's cautious. Kid will destroy an entire civilian
Yeah,
island
he'll destroy
and
the weak with.
destroy that navy base that was there. But when it comes to invading Impel Down, no, in this law, Kid will think about it before going in,
Yeah.
whereas Luffy is just like,
You
yeah,
wouldn't
I don't. That's just
expect
another
Kid to
island.
like submit to authority, you know,
Yeah,
but he kind of
Well,
does.
he didn't to Kaido, so why would he anything else? Where
Yeah, you know, back in the past, maybe didn't think he was strong enough to deal. I don't know.
Kid, I look at as he's strong and he won't submit, but he won't submit to like a higher power, but
But he doesn't want
at the same
trouble.
time, yeah,
Yeah.
unless he starts the trouble, he doesn't want it.
He seems like one of those thugs that it's like, if I can win, I'm gonna do what I want, or if I think I
Yeah,
can win.
but
Uh,
do you guys think?
Go
if I
ahead.
can't win, I'm still gonna put up a pretty decent fight.
Except when it's Electric Dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna ask. Do you guys think he actually clashed with Kaido, or he just said, "No, fuck you, I'm not gonna be under you"? Because
They probably got
if he
one
clashed
shot.
with Kaido, one shot it.
same thing that happened with Luffy.
Yeah.
He went to charge in, and
Got
Kaido
roasted.
plucked him. Yeah,
Wait, what do you
Kaido plucked
expect?
him.
It's
He went
fucking
down.
Kaido,
Goddamn animal. Have we ever gotten an explanation as to what the hell Kaido was doing on that sky?
Trying to kill
Trying
himself.
to kill himself, bro. What do you mean?
Okay, yeah, he was trying to kill himself, but why that specific island, like right above kids area?
Fate, bro.
Was
What if he
Hawkins
he
and
was just in?
Hawkins and Apu already under Kaido at that point? They informed him about Shanks,
Nah.
and Kaido's like, okay, this is the only person left who can actually give me a fight. I'm not gonna risk you injuring this dude, so I'm gonna fuck you up
What are you talking about,
before you.
Silvers?
What?
I don't,
Why
I
don't?
don't, I don't know a reason for
Why don't people?
Kaido to go ahead.
Uh, not Apu. What is his name? Eroge had a conversation with Kaido up there.
He, he
It was
didn't have a
off. It was
conversation with.
yeah. It was off script. He said, "Hey, friend, what are you doing up here?" And then it cuts away, and it. What they talked about was off script. But then he's explaining. He was the one that said Kaido was captured. So and so times executed.
No,
Um,
that was in the radar.
No, that was the narrator, bro.
are you sure?
Yeah,
Positive.
it's in the narrator boxes. So yeah, but I don't know what Rouge is doing. You know, what's his
He's,
role in the
he
story? What's Bonnie's
was up there
role in the
leaking.
story?
Bonnie is the husband of. I meant the wife. I said husband. The wife to Kuma, and she's one of Big Mom's daughter.
The wife
Wait,
to
I thought
Kuma.
she said she called him daddy.
She called him daddy.
I don't remember, to be
Yeah,
honest.
That I don't remember.
she said Papa. She said
Can
Papa.
you link can you link that to me?
I can go back. The Reverie arc's not hard to find.
Yeah,
Uh,
I definitely need to see that.
There's some
If that's
relation
true,
there,
that
though.
that just blew my yeah. Because if
yeah,
that's true, that just blew my entire theory out of the water.
yeah. Hang on a sec. I'll go try to find it in Jimi's box.
Hey Eric, you got 17 people in here.
Ooh,
Jesus
17
Christ.
people. Look at that. You can join the Discord if you want. It's in the description. What's going on in the chat? People just talking
Oh,
about
Captain Ulrich and his goddamn troll. Luffy and Nami, it's not never gonna happen ever.
Luffy and Nami.
Yeah, every time Ulrich sees me somewhere, it's straight. It's the first comment is always Luffy x Nami.
What do you want,
It's not gonna
Silvers?
happen.
Boa?
Oh no, it's Luffy and Boa all the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%.
Luffy is asexual. He does not interested in
I
other
mean, if we're
sexes.
gonna talk about, lineage, I'd rather. Uh, yeah, oh, I don't care, to be honest. I really
Yo,
don't
did
care.
you guys see the giantess in the
The what?
animation? the giant. They showed the female giant girth in the
Oh
One Piece
yeah, I
anime.
saw.
Did they?
That's the first. Yeah, they did. They showed
Yeah.
all of like they condensed all of like the
Was
Grand
that last
Fleet
week?
cover stories like down.
Was that last week or
Like they
this
could.
week?
I
It
think it
was
was last week.
last week.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I just completely forgot about it, to be honest.
It was the.
I skipped through a lot of the filler,
Yeah.
and I that was right at the end. So if you just fast forward to the end, actually it's right after Sai says we need to be ready for when shit goes
Did
down
they
to
show?
help
Did they
Luffy.
show Psy and Baby Five's wedding?
They did not.
Uh,
Sai was there. Sai was there. So
Uh,
whenever he was talking, they cut from Sai, and they panned to
oh yeah, the
um
Grand Fleet.
the only everything was a version of the screenshot. He was so he's putting territory under
did
Luffy
they?
right now.
Did they show Bartolomeo
Like,
burning Shanks' flag and shit? Yeah, they did. Okay.
The one thing that I would that I will say about about the Giants is that this is the first colors that the anime lived up to my expectations.
I wouldn't be
When I look at
surprised if like
I mean, it looked good.
I would be surprised if like Luffy dies at the end chapter or whatever, and then you see like everyone crying and Boa is holding a child, and then that's
I
about
am
it.
not on board with the Luffy death thing. Oh, it's Tamir Roger. He's gonna start a new
But
pirate age. Nah.
Luffy, oh, Luffy's been told numerous times that the shit he does and his techniques have been shortened his life.
I
Like,
mean, I'd rather
Okay,
I don't know if that's ever
Silvers.
gonna play into anything.
I'd rather Luffy die than have them set sail in the sun and then be like, "Fuck, what are they gonna? What do they do? I want to see that."
okay, yeah, yeah.
Like, how's
I
it gonna?
don't know what the end of One Piece holds. I'm not even gonna speculate it because I hate when people talk about the end of One Piece like it's coming soon. No, One Piece is gonna last
I'd
forever.
rather a definitive end to Luffy's story than like die wondering what they did when they were the Pirate King's crew. You know,
Yeah,
fucking kill me. Maybe all the movies will figure it out.
we might get some Heaton novels like like at the end of Naruto, we got the Heaton stuff to tell what happened afterwards.
There's
But
so
that eventually led into
there's so many
Boruto.
characters, and you want to see like all these. You want to see like Zoro in his maximum potential as long as possible. You know.
Zoro's going to take over a dojo or his dojo or some shit. He's gonna be the world's greatest swordsman.
He's gonna take Mihawk's
Okay,
coffin.
I'm gonna I got the picture of where she calls him daddy.
Can you put in the Discord general, please?
What chapter is
Yes,
that?
yes. It's chapter 908, page 7.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Eric. Can you
Yeah,
grab the official
I was
for
gonna
me?
go on the official.
Yeah, I only have the app. Oh wait, that's not.
Yeah, I can
I
look
only
it up.
have the app,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
can't
Lothar.
copy and paste that.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say Lothar. This isn't. They don't have the
Yeah,
waifu bot in here.
yeah. Here we go.
All right, give me a second. Click. Hitting it was fine.
Oh no, I read it wrong. That's
Uh, alright.
I'm so jealous.
It looks like it. It looks like it, but I think that's Charles.
It's Charles. Yeah,
Yeah, that is
I
Charlos.
remember. Yeah, I remember
Damn
talking
it!
to that.
I okay.
But yeah, I remember talking to King of Lightning about this. Like, I remember saying it was an intentional choice from Oda to like suggest that it's Bonnie's father. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that so? Because it looks like she's saying it, but I just
It's
read
a
it
Nah, that
again.
choice. You didn't have to do that.
yeah, on the next page, cause look below that speech bubble. You see that line right there. I think that's
Yeah.
supposed to represent the camera panning over to another scene.
Uh, okay.
Yeah, CP Captain what? What's his name?
Captain
Lurich
Ulrich.
Ulrich. You can
Yeah.
join if you want. Just, you can join. Discord. It's in the description.
Fazl said Zoro is gay though. What?
I mean, it might be. I don't
That's a thing that the King and Brago did. That's hilarious. But
I
it's
was about to say, but
yeah.
isn't like your profile picture is kind of Zoro?
What's so? Maybe he's a gay man. You know.
No judgment.
Do what you do, just don't do it in front of me.
Yeah, there you go.
Be happy. Ugh.
So
So,
I'm assuming this kimono is orange and black, right? For Sanji.
Yeah, that's the popular color scheme for it.
Alright.
Wait, have we gotten a
what
coloring
about
for?
No, I don't
what
think
about
so.
black and red for like Shinsui?
Um, for Sanji's kimono, or
Oh wait, it's Sanji. Okay. All I
because
saw was the kimono,
we've
and we were
seen
talking about Zoro.
Zoro. I don't think we've had. I don't think we've seen
I could have sworn there was a
Sanji.
color page of
It is
some sort with
orange,
Sanji.
orange and black.
Orange and black. I'm seeing fan colorings of yellow and white.
It'd be orange and black.
Oh wait. Yeah, the volume cover.
What is it on
That's
the
right,
One
cover?
Cat.
Piece volume. Give me 1 second.
Fucking Oda. All these stripes don't match up.
Yeah, it's orange and it's orange and white. Hold on, I'll put it in the
Orange and
Discord.
white.
Yeah, or like look right above Luffy's shoulder. There it is. Cause
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew we saw his color scheme somewhere.
Orange and white. It is.
I was expecting Usopp to be wearing like brown or some shit. I don't know why they gave him like that teal blue. Nami either. Robin, I can understand. As a matter of fact, I would have expected Robin and Nami's colors to be swapped since she's a geisha and they like to peacock, but it's orange and white, volume 91. Yeah, we found it, Bondo Dwagger? Dwagger?
So
I
what's
just butchered
happening
the hell
with
out of it.
Glam and Shishui? They just quit One Piece.
Shisui said he dropped One Piece like 13 chapters ago. Glam Glam he just says everything is mid now. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's getting kind of scary. I think Glam might need to be put on some type of watch list for risk cutting, but
Right.
yeah, I have no idea. They said it's been getting real boring, but it's building chapters. Like we have this in every arc where everything goes flat for a while and then
Yeah, I know.
we pick up. And during those pickup chapters, everybody is coming back on, going, "Oh, I've been faithful to One Piece for
I
like
was there from
Yeah.
the
15
start.
years."
When I saw Sanji and Zoro in there, I was like, everybody's about ready to jump back on Oda's dick.
Yeah. The past what has
We're
it been
about
like 15 chapters? People have been saying,
yeah.
"Oh, One Piece is
I've
boring.
either
One Piece
hit
is trash." And now
mid
that
or
these two,
low.
yeah, now that people see this panel, the shit just
Hey
exploded.
man, I've been saying I need a hype injection, and we got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that 944, man.
Jutsu beat you
You
out.
you guys do realize they're not gonna go. Oda's not gonna like go straight to this. We're probably gonna get like one panel, half a panel, and we're gonna go to the jail. We're gonna go to
Uh,
other stuff that's going on,
I think we're gonna get
and then
set.
he's gonna do it the chapter after next.
Nah, he's gonna do straight up. I think he's wasted
The
enough
sad thing,
time.
yeah, the sad thing is that's actually a
And
possibility.
not really, because the actions are gonna happen. You can't have time pass in different panels, because the actions
Yeah.
where the major point of action is Oh, Lothar, what are you donating $40 for?
I
What
don't
the
know.
hell?
Appreciate it, man.
And no
Yeah,
no
no problem.
message? Well, no, you're
No,
here, so.
I'm in the chat.
Jesus Christ.
Chris is just screaming.
Is he? Right?
Oh yeah, I heard
I
him.
heard. I heard. Dono.
I think he just said
Jesus
whoa.
Christ. Jesus Christ. He said flexing
All right,
again.
wait. Well, yeah, because I drop like money on Driss all the time, and then I
Jesus
just
Christ.
drop money on Brago.
Are you like Shisui levels of rich? Oh wait, you
you
don't get
know,
the
you
joke.
don't get the
No,
meme.
no,
6 feet.
I'm really good at managing money,
Alright.
so
Hey
I
Eric.
always have
Eric, we got
money.
another
What?
6 figures in here.
That's alright, man. Yeah. What was I saying anyway? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the major inflection point is with Orochi at the moment, so I don't think Oda's gonna jump around. Nothing's really happening other than this.
Yeah. We've
So,
already spent as much time with Luffy in the prison as we
like
possibly
every
can
other Straw
until
Hat is there as well. Oh, the only person
Wait,
yeah.
not there is Luffy.
the Hugo, whatever his name is. Does
Yeah.
he know? He's been in the jail for a while. Does he know about Smile? Because if he doesn't,
Yeah,
then
Yeah, because
Luffy is.
I think he said
yeah,
it must be the smile this week or something.
everybody was explaining it at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Like
Luffy asked why
Shinobu
they
was explaining.
Luffy asked why they laughing, and he's like, it must be the smile, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
What was his name? Grandpa Hyo.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
said
Grandpa Hyo.
it's most likely the smile. So
All right, let's do Sanji's face, and then I gotta do all these stripes. I'm gonna draw.
long
Like,
as
When
they're
you
gonna
guys do
take
the
sorry.
when you and Christian do the head-to-head art competition, like I noticed, like the way you draw it is different. Do you use a stylus and like a pen, and then he uses something
Well,
different? I noticed.
I use that, and Christian uses these mouse, because he has issues.
Oh, okay.
Wait, doesn't Christian have a drawing tablet?
I mean, he does, but it's not mine. He has one of those things where you don't have a screen.
Oh,
He'd never really attempted to learn it. He just gave up instantly. So,
That's
can't
just
give
something
up,
I was curious
Christian.
about.
Can't give up, Christian. You gotta learn.
when I get a new tablet, I'll just give him mine.
Which one are you looking at,
I don't
or
know,
you
man.
haven't even really thought about it?
This screen's scratched and my pen's broken, so
Those things are goddamn expensive, bro.
yeah. I might just get the same model, just new. For like 600.
Talk about I have a 6 figure salary.
Silvers, they were straight up. I think I got this for like 1100. That's Australian though. They're probably cheap. Like they're probably like.
That's probably like what, $40
$800?
less.
Probably like 800 in American, something like that.
That's still a lot. I paid
That's
less
still,
for my.
yeah.
I hate these people. I hate my neighbors so much. They have an entire backyard and yet they're barbecuing in their goddamn driveway. I hate these people so much.
At least no one's
At
shooting
least you
at
don't have
you today.
gunshots all around you. Yeah.
No, I do
Yeah,
have
that's what I think.
He
gunshots
does
all
have
around
gunshots, just not today.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Eric, I was talking to you when they started shooting out
Yeah,
there,
you just
right?
disappeared.
Like holy shit, they're out there shooting.
Is it just common where you live, or just America in general?
It's
Everybody's
it's
got guns here.
it's America in general, but it's really prominent in some areas.
I live in the Midwest, so
Okay, yeah, there are a lot of guns and people who shoot, but I think it's mostly legal for you guys, right?
in Midwest everybody owns guns legally. But like more and more people are breaking into people's houses and getting them illegally. So particularly where I live, it's getting out of control right
I
now.
hear you can
Like
get a
it's crazy.
I hear you can get a semi-automatic in 2 minutes in New York if you know the right people.
Absolutely. Someone
You
is.
can go to you can go to Walmart where I live and get almost military grade just
Yeah.
Mhm.
assault rifles,
Look, you can get
shotguns.
weapons in Australia, but like, you gotta know the right people.
Oh
I've
wait, you guys
had.
don't have gun shops?
We do, but um,
Yeah,
it's heavily constricted.
like the
You need a
laws are crazy.
license. You need,
Like
to do all the
like they
stuff.
just search your name at like the counter at Walmart and like you
It's
can
because
no,
in
not
like
Walmart.
it's because in 1990 something we had a massacre, and then the government just like did a buyback, and then heavily restricted gun ownership.
At least you guys are smart about it. We have school shootings. We have
Yeah.
people who go into like hotels and fire at concerts from up high, and
We
Yeah, that
have
they
shit's
still go
crazy.
we have the
and they
advantage of
still go.
it not being that it wasn't that big of a deal in our constitution. Like you
Yeah.
guys have a retardedly hard way to get rid of it. So you know,
Yeah, it's wild. It's not just it's like wired into the culture as well. It's
and
like
yeah,
it's highly politicized and then backed by a bunch of money.
I,
Like
what I don't get is why is it such a big deal for people? Oh, we need our guns to protect our families. Okay, you do realize if the guns weren't here, the people trying to hurt your families won't
well
be
the
trying shit.
not king.
well, no, criminals are always gonna find a way to get guns regardless.
Yeah, but
Um,
it's gonna be like
it'd be harder. It'd be harder.
yeah.
Well, you're not gonna get all those guns off the street, so it's not really a point.
Did you there was it's happened a couple years ago, but they had a byway in Los Angeles and people were bringing rocket launchers and
Oh yeah, we
yeah,
had that over here too.
it was crazy. Like we had one where I was from, but it was just a local thing, and people were bringing in mortars and shit.
Mortars.
Yeah, like old. They were old school. Like, you hit the bottom of them, and then you drop them in a tube, and it shoots off.
Yeah,
Do you,
yeah, I
do,
know. I
do
know.
you think Frankie's gonna have sick weapons in Wano or what?
Hell yes. He said he was gonna make weapons to try and take out Kaido. It's not gonna work on Kaido,
He's gonna
obviously, but
he's
it's
gonna
still
have
gonna
those
be
military
repurposed.
grade nipple lights.
Military grade nipple lights, huh? Is he gonna give like Usopp shit as well?
Usopp needs a bowgun.
I like Christian's idea of having like Usopp run around the battlefield as he rides on Chopper, shooting people and
I've
stuff.
always
And
been an advocate of that. I love it when people use Chopper as a mount.
Chopper's just
Fucking
ramming people with
glorious.
his fucking head.
We saw a little bit of that in film Gold
Yeah,
in the
Shonen
opening
as well.
Yeah, that too. Oh shit.
Yo, no one watched that goddamn episode. I knew it was gonna happen.
The
Yeah,
recap.
yeah, the
I meant
movie.
the movie review.
It's like got
I mean,
300 views on it or something.
hey, at least you got over 100. Some of us are struggling to get back to 50 views.
Yeah. Well, it's always you gotta be
Un-
consistent, you know.
ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, you know?
all right, I think I'm gonna hop off.
All right, man.
All
Thanks
right,
for having
man.
me on.
No worries.
Take it easy.
All right, Silvers. Friend me on Discord and drop me a notification next time you stream. And drop a dono on you.
There you go.
Absolutely, man.
All right,
I'll.
peace.
I don't. I
See ya,
can't even
man.
get dono.
You get a PayPal. I dropped one on Virgo and he instantly made me mod. That was
Oh
kind of cool.
yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot. You can do that whole Streamlabs PayPal thing. I
Hmm.
think Streamlabs set that up automatically. I just have
Oh
to
yeah.
connect my
That
PayPal.
reminds me.
Yeah,
Who wants to be a mod on this channel?
I would love to be
I'll
a
do it.
mod.
Mod. How do I do this?
Hey,
I think Young would
Add
be a good mod if he's still
administrator.
around.
I made Saint. Fate of the Saint.
Kuma.
Uh,
Kuma's a mod in like everybody's circle.
Where's Lothar at? I'll make him a mod. Mod. Christian No, Young Obama.
Yeah. Yo, you saw you saw John Wick 3, right?
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh no, I have. I'm gonna go see it Sunday.
Alright, you better get off, man.
Yeah, I heard it's a. Yeah.
It's good. It's good. Go see it.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
getting
I've
off.
been hearing. All right, man, take it easy.
Yeah.
I've been hearing like uh the action was fucking phenomenal as all John Wick movies are, and like it was well choreographed, but it was kind of bullshit plot.
Yeah, the plot
I'm
was
like,
whatever. Like the last act was like you're just doing this to make John Wick 19, but you know.
wait, they left it open for
Oh,
more
yeah,
sequels?
dude, go you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Make it a trilogy and fucking end this shit, please.
Yeah.
There's no reason to keep it open for
Go see
like
it. It's
10
almost,
more sequels.
go see it though. It's worth seeing. Have you seen the other ones?
Oh, of course. The first one in my opinion was the best one.
Nah, two's better.
I think it's just me
The first one's
because
like low budge.
and that's when people are at their best. When they have minimal when they have don't have much to work with but they still do their absolute best. That's like a lot of YouTube channels, not even just One Piece. When they're struggling for that first 500 subs, they're doing their absolute well, barring me, of course, because I'm lazy as shit. But they do their absolute best. But as soon as they hit 1,000 or once they get big,
Well,
they just stop.
they
They
let the
just stop.
audience tell them what to do instead of them doing what they want to do.
Yeah. Like there are a lot of Twitch streamers that I respect because they stick to what they want to do. Like Maximilian, dude, he's a gamer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he plays what the hell he wants to play, and I fucking love it. But yeah, John Wick, I definitely am gonna see it. Hopefully, it does not
You
disappoint.
can go see it by yourself like a sad person.
That's not being a sad person. It means that everybody else was
If
that
you go to
is
a
kind of
movie by
sad.
yourself, you're a sad man.
No, no, not really. If you go to the movies by yourself and you're loud and obnoxious, then you're a sad man.
You're gonna get some bitch to go with you, Silvers.
Eh, not this week.
Anyway,
And plus, not to go see John Wick. I mean, I'd have to get one of my like like one of my longtime female friends to go with me to see that. And most of them are either married or not in the state right now.
fly him down, you rich.
I'm not. If I was,
Okay.
I don't have the money right now. I don't have the money right now. I don't. Kuma, what the hell are you laughing at? I need to see John Wick. I need to see Aladdin. I've been hearing mixed things about Aladdin.
Mod, take
Um,
mod duty seriously. Frazzle Freddy reckons.
I mean, once you guys hit that good old 10K mark, I mean, because you guys are consistent as hell
Yeah.
with your
Well,
uploads and
it's only
stuff.
one a week,
I
you know.
imagine. I
Oh
mean,
shit, fun
yeah,
facts coming in.
yeah, but even still, you guys are branching out into other things. Like you're doing the art contest. That's bringing in a lot of artists and shit. And you guys, you're a fucking animator.
Yes.
Guarantee you're gonna start to attract that type of crowd at some point. Once I imagine you guys will hit 10K,
I'm
no
thinking
problem.
about the new intro for episode 100.
I was actually, yeah, I'll hit you up on Twitter later.
Cause I think it's either what Shanks punching Blackbeard in the head, or Shanks just using Conqueror's haki and knocking everyone out like knocking all the emperors out.
I was gonna say like something along the lines of you know how you did Brago's intro,
Yeah.
something like that, but replicating the Shanks on like entering Whitebeard's ship, like the silhouettes, the outlined silhouettes, and just knocking out a
Mm,
bunch of people.
maybe. I have to think about it. It's coming. It's
The
coming
intro
up.
that the intro that you guys have now, did you get that? Like, were you inspired by Redline or like the movie Redline or some shit? Because I
Uh,
was watching.
it was more the strong world intro than anything.
Oh, okay. Because I was watching Redline again for like the thousandth time the other day, and when the title screen popped up, I'm like, that looks a lot like Eric and Christian's intro. It's fucking
Mm,
glorious.
well, it's kind of changed this week anyway. It's like red on. It's white on red now.
Yeah,
So
it's instead of the reverse. Yeah, I noticed that you guys are making a lot of upgrades, new technology.
me, I'm doing it.
Hey, it's a team effort.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a team effort. Without Christian, you guys wouldn't have the back and forth. The
Yeah,
banter is
it's
what
a whole
makes it
show.
great. Yeah.
Do you know what me? Just looking into a camera, being like, I like the chapter.
Like the rest of
Yeah,
us.
like the rest of you goons.
Hey, some of us don't have the luxury of having a clone sit next to you every day.
He almost burnt down the studio yesterday. That was fun.
Jesus Christ.
He got,
What the
we were
what the hell happened?
we were recording the JoJo show, and he left a cable on top of the light, and it started to smoke, and I'm like, hey, get that shit off.
Oh man. Oh wait, you guys have the floodlights too, right?
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ. Those things get hot as hell.
Are we gonna do standalone theory videos again? Well, Christian wants to, but he never does.
Greatest theory you guys ever released was the Kuina theory. It
Yeah.
was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Shisui and Silvers need more videos. Yo, Kako, the fucked up thing is I have a fuck ton of videos. Hold on.
Like the thing
One,
is, like
two, three,
if you're not
four.
established, I don't know how well theory videos are gonna do. You know, unless they're like.
Yeah.
You just gotta make them about people's favorite characters. You're gonna make them about Zoro. You're gonna make them about fucking. That's it. Just make them about Zoro.
A lot of channels like to start off with theories, which I don't think really works because then you get discovered and then with that being like your magnum opus of a theory, now you have nothing left. If you start off small and then start to raise up that way, I
If you're
feel
gonna
like you
make
you
if
gain
you're
a
gonna
lot
make
more
a
traction.
theory video like every week or every other week, you're gonna run out of shit to say,
Absolutely.
and then you're just gonna come up with nonsense.
Anime fan talk. Oh man, excuse me. I coughed in the middle of my sentence. Anime fan talk.
Mm.
Yeah, but uh Kako, I have like 5 videos. Like the scripts were typed. Some of them the scripts are typed up. Others I've recorded already. Others I've even edited or I started editing and they're partially edited. It's just they're not done.
Dude, I think your
Like
channel's dead.
oh yeah, absolutely. Discord's dead. The channel's dead. I can't get past 200. As a matter of fact, I'm teetering in and
Yeah.
out of
What
180
happened? You
subs.
keep on losing subs.
I don't I don't go below 180, but I never go above 185. So for every time I lose 3, I
Well,
gain those 3 back somehow.
well, if your channel's not consistent, how do you expect like the growth to be consistent? You know.
Yeah, because I tried one, it's my goddamn scheduling. When I get home from work, I'm so goddamn tired that I lay down and like, okay, I'm gonna take a 3-hour nap, finish what I gotta do, and then I'll have to start getting ready to go back to work.
Yeah.
But
Dritz
but
is
then
slacking. Like that reckons. Dritz is slacking. He'll be on the show next week, people.
hey, look forward to
So
it.
get ready for Christian to get into a fist fight with him over the internet.
Faisal, I work in air traffic control, and I'm there for like
He stops all the terrorists.
no. I'm the first person they call when they find out that they're a terrorist.
Yeah, they go, we need you to get rid of them, and then you pull out your M16 and you're like, time to get to work.
No, but yeah, I get home, I'm tired as hell. I lay down, like I'm gonna take an hour nap, but by the time I wake up, it's time for me to go back to work, and I'm fucked.
Silver,
And
apparently you're a stripper, is that true?
I used to be.
What does that
Then
mean,
they
you used
told
to be?
I used to. At one point I was. Now I'm not.
Yeah. You don't have the body to be a stripper, you're bone thin.
Excuse me. Some people actually enjoy the look.
Yeah. You gotta,
And Eric, you're like 30 pounds soaking wet. Okay,
30 pounds.
you're like 30
Let me
pounds.
do the calculation of pounds. Goddamn Americans.
Uh, what do you people? What do you guys use? Like
Kilos,
kilos?
yes.
Jesus Christ! You backwards. Slave units.
Slave units, huh?
Slave units.
I
You conform to the
am
rest of the world.
176 pounds.
100, 110. Oh, me and you aren't that far
Yeah,
off.
but how
Last time I
tall
went
are
to,
you?
I am 5'11".
I am 5'8". So, what do you got, 3 inches on me?
Uh, what did you say you were?
5'8".
5'8". Yeah, like 3 inches. In all of the places that matter.
Nah, I got a big dick,
Christian's
dude.
5'9". You're Australian. That's not possible. You guys can survive a nuclear holocaust, sure, but nah.
I don't know
I'm
if
black.
nuclear
I'm
winter might be
black.
a problem, so.
I'm black. That's like one of the only things that we have going for us in the way of
But
stereotypes.
all Australians are immune to nuclear blasts because we cop that heat every summer.
And you're exposed to so many different types of what the fuck diseases. It's not even fun. You have spiders that
Diseases? What
kill you
diseases?
after. You have spiders that carry some type of pathogen that kills you after 2 bites. What the hell? What is it? A hunter spider or a huntsman spider or some shit
Huntsman,
like that?
yes.
Jesus Christ! I've been bit by multiple spiders.
They're not that bad.
Yeah, because you live there. It's like when people come to New York or New Jersey and they say, "Oh man, somebody got shot."
Well,
Eh,
yeah,
it's not that
you
bad.
guys got bullets, so.
You guys have every other type of dangerous weapon. Like the fuck?
I mean, not really. We don't have any weapons. Only the Crims have weapons, and the coppers.
What about the? Who are the guys that live out in the
I
outback?
mean, the farmers have
The
guns, but
abori
the Aborigines
the
don't have guns.
aboriginals. Not guns, but like, don't they have like a massive amount of bladed weapons or some
No, they
shit?
do not.
I have my stereotypes fucked up.
They're shamanistic people, so alright?
Oh, so they used magic.
They're fucking peaceful. They got a lot of
Until the
issues, but
zombies.
they're peaceful.
I've heard that from King. Like, what is the issue with the Aboriginals?
They're basically in the middle of the country, and they got a lot of abuse issues
Oh,
with substance and other things. But yeah, they're trying to fix the
they're
situation.
trying.
The government's trying to fix it.
Like they're trying to give you guys fiber optics for your internet.
Oh
It's not gonna
yeah,
happen.
it's happening.
It's,
It's
it's not
the
gonna
road's
happen.
being dug up, mate.
How long you think that's gonna take?
They say August. We'll see.
Oh, that's soon. Wait, that's soon? Really?
I mean, it's
Jesus
started in
Christ.
January, so in our location. It's been a 2-year project.
Oh, I mean, when they told when they told us we were getting fiber optics in my area, it took like what 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, you know.
I mean, but you guys don't have like power lines and shit above ground, do you? Like running
Yeah,
along. Oh, you
we
do?
got power lines above
Yeah,
ground.
that's what we did. Like that's all they set up.
What?
Uh,
Power lines
like
above
all the
ground.
wires. Yeah, like that's all they set up was like when they added the fiber optics and shit.
Right. So you
You
want
gonna
to?
do Zoro and Sanji in the thumbnail, or it's just
Yes.
Sanji?
Why would I do one?
The memes,
The memes.
the memes.
Uh,
Ouch.
People like Sanji's character change in Hokage. I'm like, no, it didn't. You just weren't paying attention.
What changed?
Apparently,
Absolutely
his
nothing.
confidence and shit. I'm like, come on, that was always false
Co-
bravado. Everyone knows that.
What? Jesus Christ. I really don't understand how some people perceive the story at all. It's so obvious Caesar's gonna join the crew. Really?
Chimera and spiders in Australia, they reckon.
I mean, why is Australia so dangerous? Do you guys like not have animal control?
Like most of it's bush.
Oh man.
Like the cities are fine, dude. It's when you go into the outback. There are spiders and shit in the cities and snakes, but you know. Nothing wrong with a little bit of
Uh,
snake.
Lord Zarkon,
Yeah.
you're right. It's like two white, one orange, one white, one orange, two white, one orange,
Oh,
one white. But
fucking don't care, dude.
yeah, it really doesn't matter. The pattern's the pattern. As long as you get the color scheme correct, it's not really that big of a deal. Nobody's really gonna notice. Well, except you.
That's Sanji looking alright.
Yeah, he's looking cool. His eyes look like they're coming out more of like the Japanese painting style.
I guess that's how they are, you know? In this
Uh,
shot.
I haven't even really looked at the.
Sanji.
Yeah.
I've used that for. What's his belt? Anyone got colours for his belt?
Mm,
No?
nope.
No colour.
I think it might just be all black,
Black?
maybe. Like,
It's not black,
yeah,
it's
just.
white though in the manga.
I mean, recently the manga has not been very reliable when it comes to color schemes.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean,
I'll
it.
go black,
Yeah,
I don't really
yeah,
care.
can't really see the colors, so especially not on the cover.
Black's fine, I'll do black.
Then you got that Zoro greatness.
And
That
we
Zoro.
Zolo.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
His name's Zolo in the official, what do you mean?
No,
It's
no,
not a
no, 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 no,
meme.
no, no, no. Yeah, it is. L's and R's are weird in Japan. The official just decided, okay, let's call him Zolo. They called him Zolo in the first English translation, which we all know is shit, aka the Four Kids dub.
Why am I doing it on this layer every goddamn time?
I need to, I need to get into this goddamn drawing tablet.
What do you mean you need to get into it?
I have it. I really just
What
haven't
do you mean
taken
you
the
have it?
time to really learn.
Which one do you have?
It's called Bamboo.
Is it
Let me
like,
see.
is it a screen or is it just a,
No, it's just the pad.
yeah, yeah,
Wacom
you
Bamboo.
gotta put time into it.
Yeah. I mean, I know how to use it
It's
and everything. It's just I haven't really.
about hand-eye coordination, really. Alright, there's
I much
Sanji.
prefer. I
Wait,
much prefer the ones with
what's with the
with the
YouTube
screen
link,
on it.
Christian?
What is that?
4Kids rap, Sanji rap. Yeah.
Yo, yeah, yo, yeah, yo. Oh, this is a parody. This is
It's
the parody
yeah, but it's
version.
better though.
I'll listen to this later.
It's hilarious.
Hold on, give me a sec.
I should play. I'll play it on the. No, I'll probably get copyright strike or something. As if people haven't seen that. I've linked it like 1,000 times.
What the hell do you people have me watching? I've seen this before. What the hell? Jesus
It's
Christ.
only got
I
like
hate
how many views does it have? Not
it
many.
has
Yeah,
27,150
it fucking
views.
deserves like 1,000,000.
Jesus, I hate Sanji's fucking 4Kids voice. I hate that voice with a passion. Jesus Christ.
Yo, fucking King needs to relax with Chopper, right?
What is he saying about Chopper?
King's like, fuck Chopper. He doesn't deserve to be in the story.
What?
I'd
If it
rather him
wasn't for
get out of Chopper. I'd
if
rather
it
Chopper.
wasn't for Chopper, the
Yo, Oda, these knuckles
they
are fucked. What the fuck?
would Is it just me or is Oda's writing become drawing become consistently more lazy past few
Nah,
years?
it's pretty much what it is. The hands are never consistent if you look closely. But
Oda needs to take a
that's with most mangaka.
Oda Oda needs to take a lesson from Kishimoto, who said that he drew characters with those sandals like that because he liked drawing feet.
Yeah,
Look at Sanji's feet in this goddamn panel.
that's how he does it, dude. Like if you look
Jesus
closely,
Christ.
Oda always does feet like strangely. That's how
Yeah, they're like little sausages.
that's how they are. They're not toes. They're not fingers. They're little
Yeah. I
weird
mean, if you
nubby
look at the
things.
cover page, it looks like all of like the body parts look okay, but when it comes to the actual manga, it seems like he just does a first draft
Well, he does a
and
little.
leaves it at that.
Yeah, there's a little line, and then he's like, yeah, that'll do.
What's going on Oro Jackson
Like if you look
recently?
closely, like all the cross hatchings like overlapping each other, not appropriately, and it's going outside the lines sometimes, and but who
I
cares?
never noticed that.
Yeah.
I mean, but One Piece, people, I feel like a lot of people will overlook a lot of that stuff because the story and world building is so great.
Well, the art's fine. It's not like Takashi level
I have like, no, we're not. We don't talk about Tagashi and his goddamn artwork.
or Kingdom.
I don't really. Okay, yeah. Never mind. I tried reading Kingdom. I did. Everyone's told.
The horses are bad.
And is it just me? Or, like Kingdom the characters, even though they're in like a 3D space, their faces
Yeah, they're
just
like
don't seem right.
wrapped around a cylinder or whatever.
Yeah, right. It just looks weird. Another another manga another series that I got into
Mm.
anime first, and when I got to the manga and was like, okay, the artwork's kind of weird. Is fucking Attack on Titan. Transitioning from anime to manga, that was that was that was a chore.
Yeah, was it that different?
Yeah, it's drastically different
Right. I don't know why they do that. Just make
because with Attack on Titan, the artwork, a lot of the artwork is I don't know how to explain it. Hold on, I'll just put it in the Discord. Attack on Titan manga. Like compared to the anime, the manga is like really really sloppy. Well, not sloppy because it uses a lot of white space and the backgrounds are fucking phenomenal. It's just I really don't know how to explain this. It looks like something like Junji Ito's artwork. Like that horror manga look.
Right.
And I guess that actually is the idea because Attack on Titan, you got giants eating people,
Mm-hmm. Is Attack on
but
Titan like
still,
still popular, or I haven't heard much about it?
Attack on Titan is still popular.
Chris
It's just
G
it
with the
just
99 cents. Look at that. Donations.
Hey, another 99
We
cents.
might have to bring back the community streams if people are gonna hang around.
I was supposed to stream today, man, but
But you don't
these
wanna?
fucking no, these fucking people next door
What are they doing
blasting
screaming?
yeah, they're blasting ignorant music. If I was using my mic, like my mic arm right now, you'd hear ignorant ass music and just
What do,
ghetto people arguing
what
with
do
each
you
other.
mean by ignorant music?
Ignorant music, fucking SoundCloud rappers where it's not even Tupac or Biggie. It's just people talking about how many bitches they have and all the money they have and how it was hard growing up where they're from when they're really just from the fucking suburbs. Their mother took their phone one time and they thought that was enough to go through hardship. No, no, you're not a rapper.
Okay, there you go, people.
That's ignorant. That's ignorant rap. Where you pretend to be something you're not just so you can put yourself into that community.
You should be a rapper, Silvers.
I'm not a rapper. I'm not even I'm barely black. I'm barely black. I watch anime. I go to Comic-Con and shit. I don't like football.
You don't like other things. Don't like football. The black people like
Uh,
football.
A lot of black people like football and basketball.
Right.
I'm more into baseball and soccer or Australian or like for the Queen's language football.
Mhm. What about tennis?
And that shit's boring.
It's like the whitest
Except
sport on the
the
planet. Maybe
no,
golf
the
is more
whitest
white.
sport is golf. I used to think cricket was a pretty white sport because you could wear a sweater vest to it.
Yeah, but like ethnics play it a lot.
Yeah.
Like India's obsessed, Pakistan's obsessed.
What is like Australia's claim in sports? Is it rugby?
It is cricket, and then depends where you are.
You guys are in Sydney, right? Or Melbourne?
No, we're in Melbourne. Don't say it. We're in
Nah.
Sydney again.
What's wrong with Sydney?
You got a bunch of gronks there.
Jesus Christ. It's like New York and I guess that's like New York and California.
Yeah, Sydney's California.
Bunch of people with bad plastic surgery who think they're better than everybody.
Yeah, something like that.
Fucking, it's fucking horrible.
See, look at this hand here. That's usually Otis thing.
What the hell is that? That looks like the hands I used to draw in fifth grade. Granted, it'll look like that now because I haven't drawn in a fuck of a long time. But still, like,
Do you have a colors on Otoko's kimono? Pink?
yeah, hair is pink, kimono's pink,
What's
everything
going on
on her
here?
is
Like
fucking
like
pink.
like that? Yes. And then back.
Oh shit! I'm looking at the wrong goddamn wrong cover page.
No, yeah, that's her other hand here, huh? That does make sense. That's the bow for the back of the kimono. What's this? What is that? Is that her other hand? That's nothing. That's a smoke. Right. The bow. That's the bow on the back of the kimono.
Oh no, her kimono is red actually.
It's here. That.
Kimono's red and
Get all the money. That's the bow, and this is the whole sleeve. So it's coming off the bow. That's the sleeve. No. What? Sleeve goes like this. And that's the back of the. And this is the back. The back would end like
Adele Zahir with another dono.
$5, baby.
$5.
No one's giving us messages though. Oh, we do have a message.
Yeah,
How you
do
doing,
have a
Eric?
message.
Why haven't you been in Brago's chapter discussions lately? I was supposed to be in there, but it was full last time. That's why.
Does Brago use his Discord anymore?
No, not really.
Yeah, because I was about to say,
The
why
Google
do
Hangout was full last time I tried to get in.
I never understood why a lot of
And
people
usually
use
it
Google
depends.
Hangouts.
It depends when the chapter comes out, because if it comes out late, like I usually go to my mate's house Friday night. So
Yeah,
if it comes out,
Eric has friends.
if it comes out at like 5, Braga usually finishes his read through at like 5:30, and then I don't really have time to jump in. But yeah, I was supposed to be in there. Last time anyway.
Christian left guys talk shit ain't about him before he comes back. Talk shit about Christian? Never.
Chrissy, you know, he's a bit of a shit cunt, but
Aren't you two like basically the same person?
no.
It's twins. It's fucking creepy.
He gets so. Yo, this is fucked. What the fuck is going on? That's her hand. I gotta look at this more closely. What's going on? Yeah.
You know, I didn't even notice Zoro was holding Otoko until like later on. Until like I want to say my third read through. I had
That
no
is her
idea that
hand.
she was there.
Alright. It's weird because it's cut off, but that's the sleeve. Alright, now it's starting to look like a little bit more sense. Just gonna lift this up a little bit. As you can see. Gretchen is a goat. You guys make me sick. I get beated. Christian's the goat, he reckons. Christian's alright.
Christian's the goat. Where the hell that come from?
Who's like an okay basketball player, Silvers?
An okay basketball player?
Yeah.
You're asking the wrong guy, my friend.
The fuck? Why do I have you
You're
here
asking
for?
I'm the token black guy.
Right. Not token
If you
enough,
wanna-
clearly.
Oh no! If you ever see a horror movie with a bunch of white people and like there's that one black guy
Yeah.
who's just black, and that's it. Yeah, that's me.
You're just black.
I got no. Yeah, I'm just black. Got nothing else to that claim.
Apparently Michael Jordan's an okay basketball player. I don't know about that.
Just okay.
I think
I
he's
mean,
more than okay.
He was in Space Jam, bro.
He was in Space Jam, that's true.
I mean, how many basketball players can say that they got to ball with Bugs Bunny? Not many.
What about Jessica Rabbit?
Jessica Rabbit.
AKA Carrot.
You mean Lola Bunny?
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck Carrot. You mean Lola Bunny? Jessica Rabbit's the
other one,
the
yeah.
redhead.
The
Yeah,
redhead.
the redhead from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. Lola Bunny.
Lola, meh. She's not a consistent character.
Who do you like better,
When
Lola
she,
or Carrot?
I definitely love Lola more.
I like how everyone's like Carrot's gonna join the crew, and now she's irrelevant.
In Whole Cake Island, everyone swore up and down she was going to get so much development in Wano. There's going to be a plot point that went into her
Nah,
backstory about how she's the traitor and she's going to come back
she's
to
a
our
traitor.
side. Nah, bro, there were so many theories. She was the traitor. She was working for Kaido. She's going to come back around to our side.
Stupid
It
shit,
was
eh?
it. People will make any type of connection to get the character they want on the crew. I love Tashigi. I have fan fictions where this bitch is in the crew. But there's no fucking way she's going to join the crew. It's just not possible.
So Toko's like
Great.
Shiori's daughter, right?
Otogo. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. I don't think she's Hiyori's daughter. If she is, that's fucking surprising.
But Zoro's the daddy.
Zoro's the daddy. Oh, come on now, Eric. You're better than
Look at this
this.
panel. What do you mean?
You're better than this.
Otis
Eric.
set it
Come on.
up to be so Zoro's the daddy of Toko, and Luffy's the fucking same with Tama. Sanji gets no
I
one.
mean, Sanji has gotten a lot of bitches
I'm not talking about
in the
bitches. I'm
new
talking
world.
about children.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know.
Sanji's Sanji's fucked.
How old's Pudding?
Pudding, she's like 16. Yeah, she is 16. Fucking 16, and Sanji's like, I want to fuck her. It's bad. It's so bad.
Hey man, it's legal in Whole Cake Island, you know?
Apparently, it's legal in Japan. She's 16, and I've come to find out because I was arguing with somebody on Oral Jackson about that, and it's like, no, it's not legal for them to like fuck, but it's legal for them to get married. Girls can get married at 16, but like they can't fuck until they're like 18. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Maybe you should go to Japan, Silvers.
Oh, what the hell am I going to Japan? We actually are planning a trip to Japan. Not sure when though.
Find a nice girl.
Found a night. If I do ever end up going to Japan or like a foreign country, that actually is a better place to look for somebody to be with. American, the American women are too like bitchy.
I think you'll find
They
that
think they think just
women are
because they're
pretty much the
thin.
same.
No, they think just because they're thin, they they own the fucking world. When nah, you gotta have some type of personality. Can't just be a pretty face.
Alright. But you're not jaded, though.
What happened?
You're not jaded, though.
Oh no, absolutely not.
How many dudes do you reckon in this chat are jaded?
There are 25 people in here. I'm just gonna assume all of them are dudes. So let's just, well, not counting me, so. And I think YouTube counts you as a viewer too, and Christian's here. So what is that? 3 people. So I'd say all 22.
You blokes jaded? What, you when you turn jaded, you turn to anime?
Eric, you're gonna lose subs. How close are you guys to the 3K mark, by the way?
Not even. We're in 2000. Like 2060 or something. We just hit 2000 like a couple of weeks ago, bro. Come on.
I mean, if you guys started doing like power scaling shit outside of the power scale, like whole videos, like versus battles or whatever, you know how fast that sub count would shoot up,
Yeah, but
especially if you say some controversial shit.
you blokes, yeah, I don't know. That requires effort, though, you know.
Yeah, you can't put effort into anything. So when you try too hard, that's when people start to say, "Oh, you're trash, so trash."
You're begging for views.
Yeah, it's like the more effort you put into something, the less it's appreciated. Japanese women are different in concept or stuffy like shame, that's morally acceptable, etc. Are way different than here silvers. Yeah, Lothar, I know that. I know. But like if you go to somewhere like Thailand, women there actually have to actually pride themselves on having personality and fucking skill because
And a
most
penis.
women there. No, that's in Bangkok. In Thailand and all across Thailand, you really gotta ask for ID because
But
they're like 8-year-olds who are trying to fuck you.
Silvers doesn't mind.
I actually do mind.
Nah, Silvers doesn't mind.
If if you got a dick, nah, I'm out.
Don't.
If you're below the age of 19, I'm out. I'm 25. I had to I had to raise my bar for the age a year. You can't be 18.
It's
You're,
weird.
you're
Like
too,
it's
that's
weird
too young.
walking around being like, I'm fucking 23. You know.
Because
Apparently, I'm an
most
adult.
people most people think, well, over here, if you walk around and somebody asks you how old you are and you say 23, most people will think you're lying, especially if you have a young face. Because when people get fake IDs in high school, they say they're 20. They say they're 23.
Well, how old do you think I was, Brandon? People either think I'm like 35. No one thinks I'm 23. Everyone thinks I'm fucking old.
At one point, I thought you were like 20, and
Like
then you like
27.
no,
Yeah.
and then at one point I thought you were like 27, 28. Thought you and Zoro fanboy were like around the same age.
Hey man, I'm young. You know.
Yeah, now you're an old ass man.
I'm,
30's coming pretty fast.
don't say that, man. I haven't even done anything with my life.
Don't you have a degree?
Yeah, I guess.
Most people don't even have degrees where I'm from. I don't even have. Okay, I have my bachelor's, but that I don't know anything that like dealing with my goddamn degree. I didn't learn anything.
Yeah.
Only thing that I have, you've done more with your life than I have. Jesus Christ, that just made me mad. That was kind of disrespectful, Eric. Need to apologize to every person who's struggling with their life right now.
I don't know,
Talking
man.
about I ain't talking about I ain't do nothing with my life. You're dropping like $800 on a tablet casually.
I didn't say casually. It's a thought.
I had a thought about dropping $1,200 on a graphics card once. That took like 2.5 years, and then the price went down to 400, and I jumped on that shit immediately.
Mm.
Bro, you
Yes, you can join the
wow.
Discord.
Join the Discord, join the chat, come talk. Cause God knows that I'm just spouting a bunch of shit. Lord Zarkon said, I think it's the beard makes you look older.
Fair enough. What about my sick hair?
I
That
think it's the accent too.
Italian thick hair.
Italian. Tuh.
gonna be a problem, huh?
You're still having trouble with the Zoro and Toko.
Nah, it's just the way it's drawn. It's all shadowed out. So either do it at full, like either shadow it out or I unshadow it. And
I I want to say just go with like shading it in and just reduce the opacity, I guess, just to give it that effect of yeah, it's shadowed.
yeah.
I mean, unless you really want to take, like the light gray and go over it. Put your Discord, cause I'm on my burner. Captain Ulrich, we're not in my Discord. This is the Red Forest Podcast Discord, the new hangout. Cause my Discord is dead. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of my Discord.
It's dead, huh?
It's super dead. Like the only people that are even really in there, me. Well, that actually even still participate in the
Where did
Discord, like
everyone
me and
go?
Kuma. I know Shisui and Glam moved over to Shisui's Discord. Everybody else went over to Glam's, and that's the last I heard of them. And they don't even go into the VCs like that anymore.
We all crying about nothing.
I miss the good old days of just talking absolute
Of the
nonsense.
Katakuri fight and Snake Man.
Snake Man, Sabo versus Katakuri. Beautiful times. It's beautiful times.
Mm. I'm sure when Luffy fucking, fights Queen or whatever, people will come back.
People are coming back now. Not the Discord, but yeah, like people are coming back into the series now. As for the Discord, I really honestly I didn't even really care much if
Mm.
people really came into the Discord. It was just so, we could have a place to just chill out and talk. Outside of that, it was just meh.
It's just mid.
Yeah.
Yes, all
I
the
mean, but if
plebs are
people
allowed to join the chat. You can join in.
Jesus Christ, yeah, man. This is like the fifth time I'm fighting Behemoth
Yeah.
today, and they're all fucking. And everybody I'm fighting them with is absolute trash.
How'd you beat it that time? You just had a good group.
Yeah, I had a good group. As a matter of fact, the first two phases I did by myself.
Yeah.
The first time I
Yeah.
beat him on PC.
If you're gonna join, make sure your mic isn't shit. That's the one prerequisite. If that's
How does it
gatekeeping,
sound?
Oh
uh,
damn, that's crispy.
it's fine. That's fine.
Is it good?
That's
Okay,
crispy.
nice.
Yeah. Is that gatekeeping, Silvers? You gotta have a good, okay mic.
Hell no. That's called having standards. I think I think like Brago set the tone for like, okay, you can join in the discussion, and people just put in some iPhone headphones and was like, yeah, I'm here.
Can't
No,
have
bro.
people joining with phone mics.
Yeah,
You have to set the bar somewhere.
If
definitely.
your mic sounds like you're talking through a pillow underwater, there's an issue.
Or just like really loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, like
Oh,
at least have a
listen to that.
clear and crispy, a clean mic.
Clean.
Hello.
How's it going,
Is
Brandon?
that Lazarcon?
Good. You guys hear me
Oh,
alright?
not.
Doesn't sound like
Yeah.
funky.
Yeah, you good?
No. Some of the best mic qualities I've ever heard. I didn't know the One Piece community had this quality of mic.
My
I only
community,
brought it recently.
my community has the best mic quality.
Yeah, we take it seriously.
New technology, boy.
You have to. New technology.
It's gonna be
We
a
can't
good.
argue who's better between Sanji and Zoro if our mics are crap.
I mean, it's obviously Sanji.
This week's it's good.
Sanji has the quality food. Those 99 recipes.
Hopefully this week's a good week in the community. I think it will be, right? For the
It
week.
has to
Like
be.
in what way? Like what are you looking
people
for?
people turn up to like get involved on the YouTube community. 'Cause it's been like getting worse and worse every week.
How
Yeah,
many
lately, I'd
recipes of
say the
Sanji's
past
have we
month.
seen?
Sorry?
I think we've seen one.
Of what?
Sanji's recipes. We saw one on Punk Hazard at the end.
Yeah.
Have we
that's
seen
about
any
it.
more?
Nah, that's about it. Maybe the cream.
I'm not. Yeah, maybe. Wait, did he? I think he did call out and say that was one of the 99 recipes,
Nah,
didn't
he just said the special cream or whatever. Didn't really say anything about
he?
Yeah.
He has that special cream.
the special whipped cream.
So I have a quick question for you guys.
Yeah.
Can you first of all, can you guys hear me well? Is
Yeah,
it
you're
okay?
good.
The
You're
sound?
good.
Yeah. Is my mic working?
Yeah, you're all
Yeah.
good.
So my
Alright.
question is regarding the last chapter and regarding devil fruits in general. So what we know from devil fruit, if I'm not mistaken, is that if you let's take a normal devil fruit. If you take a bite from that, that's all it takes for you to get the power, right? Is one bite,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, but you
Okay.
can keep eating it as well.
Right. So Orochi said, "Oh, they only took one bite from these smiles, so it's okay. I can give them to the to Ibisu town, and they'll basically get the side effects of them." But should it, after taking the first bite, if nothing happened to the original person who took the bite, isn't the devil fruit worthless at that point? Even a regular devil fruit, if someone were to take it the first,
Yeah,
bite,
if
they would,
once the first bite comes out for a normal devil fruit, once that first bite is taken, somebody's getting the power.
I think Shinobu says in
And-
this
Right.
chapter that the smile still have the side effect if people bite them anyway.
Yeah, they won't. There's
Yeah.
a 0% chance of getting the power,
Yeah.
but the
Because
smile fruits still have the
The negative
they
side
still
effects.
have
Negative side
the
effects.
side effects.
Because
Would
they're
you-
like defective fruits,
Yeah.
it still has the power in it, but it can't give it to anybody.
Yeah, it just gives the side effects. It doesn't have the 10% chance of turning them into zones.
that is interesting. But honestly, I mean, I like One Piece, but Oda is not the best writer, to be honest with you. I know this is a controversial topic, but a lot of people always say One Piece is not about the fights, and I'm like, okay, then what is it about? And people say it's about the story. It's about right. It's about the story, but even the story isn't that great because you guys were just talking about Sanji and how he never displays his talents. We've seen one recipe from him. I mean, what does that say about Oda? I mean, if he's not focusing on fights and he's not focusing on the story, what is he focusing
He
on?
focuses on the world specifically.
Yeah, it's the world
The
building.
story, the story is always pretty
Yeah.
basic. It's just it's always like a hero versus villain kind of thing, and then you got themes.
He's
I also-
better at like character
People too.
moments.
Oh, go ahead.
It's
He's better at character moments and sort of, like the world, like Eric was saying.
like you think
Not
about
so much.
you think about the iconic
villain.
scenes in the story, like Mihawk versus Zoro, or Nami stabbing herself and then asking for Luffy's help, or like
Yeah.
I want
All great moments in the pre-time skip, though.
He's good at
Pre-Grand Law.
like fitting the context of the characters into the world. That's like probably what he's best at.
But Eric, is he really? I mean, if you think about it, really, One Piece is just too big for him at this point to keep track of everything that's going on. For example, I mean, and this is coming off from what Dritz was saying in one of his videos, is
Yeah.
that I know. To be honest with you, I don't like his videos, but I can't disagree with a lot of what he says. But
Yeah.
so I got to mention one thing that he also picked up on is that when they dropped off, what was her name? Yasu's daughter, is it Otama or
Otoku.
Otama?
Otoku,
Right?
yeah.
Otogo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
He drops it's about the bar scene. I know what he's talking about. It's like he
No,
dro-
I'm saying like they dropped her off. They were supposed to check up on her, but they didn't. And then
Yeah.
Nami was supposed to go to the bathhouse. I mean, why did she go to the bathhouse? Weren't they supposed to go collect information? And then, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Is
they.
Oda drops the ball occasionally, but I feel like he's good at picking up his loose ends eventually. Like this whole
Well, I
smile,
feel like
this whole
a
smile
big thing
thing's
though.
been going on for like years at this point.
A lot of people
And-
have like the original like nostalgic feel that they get like watching the pre-time skip, and I think majority of people they still like One Piece, but also it's about like kind of okay, like let's finish this. Like we're ready to wrap it up, but at the same time we're still like
there's a lot of weird stuff going on if you really look closely at other arcs in the story. That like loose ends are kind of like not really sewn up properly and all that kind of thing. But when people start to get bored, they start noticing all the problems, and then when things pick up, they tend to ignore them.
So I think my problem is that I'm 25 years old right now, and I've been with One Piece for literally years, like since the beginning, since it was on what was it, 4Kids TV.
Yeah.
So that was a very I know, and I got a quick question for Eric later after this, after what I got to say now about art and stuff. But I think being 25 years old and just growing up with the series, I don't know, maybe as a kid I enjoyed the pre-time skip more than I do the post-time skip because I wasn't nitpicky as a kid, right? I didn't focus on these things, but joining the community and watching all these videos, Sawyer and Red Forest and all these other theorists and reviewers.
Oh, series. Silvers.
Yeah, just keep dreaming, Silvers. Keep dreaming.
Yeah, and right, etc. Right, Silvers? So I guess what I'm trying to say is that when we focus on the chapters and we pick out these little things, at this point you have to realize, I guess, that Oda's writing it for a younger audience. I don't think he cares about the older, the old generation
Listen,
anymore.
it's a straight up miracle that One Piece is the way it is. Like it's one man. Like
right.
people who like to criticize the writing or whatever. Like
No,
it's fair
that's
enough.
the thing though, Eric, I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming myself. I'm saying that maybe I've grown older.
Perspectives change when you read it week to week.
Dude.
Like you have more time to think, and you have other people to talk to about it, and you do pick it apart because there's.
We've analyzed the series to the point where it's like it's become diluted now. We feel like we understand the majority of everything.
And like the writing's been weird in Wano, no doubt. Like it's been like the whole loose ends with Otoko. They're not going to the bar scenes. Really like not Oda like, and that's the way.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Zoro's time traveling abilities, or maybe teleportation, I suppose. But in the meantime, Big Mom's taking her sweet time getting to Udon, and it's right in front of her, right in the horizon. But
I talked about this on King's channel the other day. What I think happened is Oda anticipated Big Mom to get there earlier than what she has, so he's kind of stuck in limbo. Because I believe so. He's added more he estimated like 5 chapters to get to this moment, but it's taken like 7 or 8. So he's like, fuck. But I think Ringo is closer to the capital than Udon is. The map's not really accurate if it's true. That like.
Wasn't Zoro just like in the next town over?
Yeah, it was in Ringo.
I mean, it explains Zoro's, but like it doesn't count for like why Big Mom's taking so long. Obviously, he's just saving it.
Yeah.
So also, I think.
Eric, travel.
Sorry, go
faster
ahead.
than Big Mom. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Blah blah blah.
No, it's just as an artist, Eric. What do you like better, the pre-time skip anime or the post-time skip anime as an artist?
I like post better.
Me personally, I like pre-time skip. I don't know if anyone else enjoyed the.
I like that. I do enjoy like that old.
Yeah, I like the
pre-time
skip. I like the pre-time skip simply. I don't know what it was. It just seemed like the backgrounds and stuff had more of a personality to it.
Oda's clearly influenced by Disney in his style. There's no doubt about that. Which is kind of adds to like the childlike effect that One Piece has.
It's just when the warming of like the atmosphere too, like with like the golden age of like Berserk too, which is like it's just got like that art style that just is like it's just warm. You enjoy it a lot. You like seeing it.
Well,
Also,
the reason why I
I
like
think-
individual. Read Berserk, good man.
Yeah, I read a little.
That's
There's
cool.
something that
what's going on,
Uh,
kids?
How's it
Sup,
going?
Dritz?
Some stuff is just like
Red,
too
as you
heavy
were
where I'm just
saying.
like, I'm gonna take a break.
Hey, Drizzy coming on the show
That,
next week, man?
Yeah, I'll be on the show for sure.
Beautiful.
Bet.
most people
Well-
enjoy the beginning of stories, like books and games and stuff,
Well,
better
it's perfect
than the
because
ending.
Fritz is here, so this is kind of like his soapbox.
And what are you guys talking about?
Yeah, they're talking about free post time skip Oda's weird stuff in Wano. That he's
Well, it's
doing.
definitely easier to end a short story well than it is to end a long story well.
Hey, Dritz,
Because it's just harder.
Yeah.
There's just more stuff.
Yeah, because everybody has so many expectations that no matter what you do, it's never gonna please them.
I mean, but it is Oda's role to fill those expectations. You know, we judge him on what he does. It's not. It's like you give and
Does
you
he
take.
even understand
right?
the expectations though?
You give and you take
Like honestly,
with things because
Hello, Snickers.
is that a Meowkies?
It's legitimately like a miracle that One Piece is held together for this long. Like I don't
Yeah,
think,
like look at
absolutely.
Naruto and Bleach.
I don't. I don't
Like,
think. I
put
don't
the
people.
two alongside
I
it.
really think people underestimate how seriously difficult it is to keep all this together.
A lightning in a bowl.
But yeah,
You know, I
really-
wonder if I wonder if Kishimoto he had a passion for Naruto during the early years, and then towards the end he just kind of got tired of it and just kind of rushed it a little bit. I wonder if that would
Well,
happen.
I don't know. I feel like all authors for long-running series kind of run into the same issue at one point or another, and it comes down to like your vision. So like the longer you write a series, the more ideas you have. So if you don't actually know how things are going to end up, if your manuscript isn't finished, you kind of don't know how to end the series. So for like Naruto, Kishimoto didn't really kind of know how he wanted to end it because the final war was just like an idea that he made up after he drew the pain arc.
yeah, it's and like I'm sure
Oda
Oda,
has
I'm sure Oda
coming up
knows
with One Piece
what's
for
going on.
years.
Like he has a specific draft, but like all creative people, you come up with ideas on the fly, and you want to see what happens with them.
Yeah. Well,
Sometimes
didn't he
they work,
already
sometimes
have
they
like
don't.
pretty much the majority of the story plan before he even started?
Well, I mean, it
Yeah,
depends
some
on
degree.
what you mean. The details are fuzzy, but most authors, like usually whenever you're like, let's say if you're like, writing a normal book, most authors, there are two different kinds of authors, but most authors they will have an outline or a manuscript of what they know is
Like a
going to happen,
framework.
and they just kind of fill in the spaces between those plot points.
Right.
Right.
So
But
We
some,
know Oda
some,
already
yeah,
knew how it was going to end.
Some guys just straight up like, oh, I don't like.
well, actually,
this.
Oda doesn't. Oda knows how he's going to end it, but I think the difference with Oda, and actually, I was watching an interview with George R. Martin, and I thought this is kind of like an interesting topic. You know how like Oda said that if someone had guessed basically the ending of One Piece, he would just change it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that it would be surprising. And I think that's like a bad mindset to have. I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, surprises.
I don't
is
think you should change your
good.
vision just for the sake
Simply
of it being like
because
a
someone-
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
someone was able
If
to
it's-
predict.
I
Yeah, if it's
agree with you.
predictable and
but I-
people can see
but I-
it coming, it's not a problem.
Right. Right, which is what's his name? R.R. Martin. He had an interview maybe a week or two ago, and he was talking about the writers of the show, about how they changed some stuff on TV, and he didn't like it. But he goes like, I understand why they did it, and it's because, obviously the books are out and people can read it, and then they can spoil everyone else. But the problem with that is that he had so much foreshadowing going on in the books that when you change what happens, it ruins all that foreshadowing and it goes all to waste. So
Yeah.
it's a build up.
Well,
The
yeah.
writers completely ruined the continuity of half the characters, and it just didn't make any
To
fucking
me-
It's
sense.
because they
To me,
think
an-
people want subverted expectations.
ending
when
of a
that's
story
never the
is-
case.
Well, I don't know why they thought that because like Star Wars got absolutely ripped apart for trying to subvert expectations for the sake of subverting expectations. People are still doing it though. I don't know why
Yeah.
where this idea is
mean, I
coming
feel
from. That's a good
What
thing.
Dritz with the Star Wars thing, I think a lot of that has to do with the Disney retcon. A
Well,
lot.
no,
of
it has to do with the fact that they just suck.
It's all.
Yeah, they
It's,
do-
yeah,
they-
it
they
sucks.
straight
in
up
Yeah,
every
suck.
and
degree.
each film was given to a different director
Each
with
film-
no roadmap.
7 was okay, 8 was shit house.
Facts.
Back to the writing as well. Like, if you write characters, right? Some guys tend to like write characters and then they fill in like, oh, what would they do at this point instead of what was a plan for this character all along because they evolve on the page. So it's hard to like plan.
It's how well
Depends
the
on the role of
author
the
can
character.
adapt.
You can do that for like characters that like you could put them in there, but it depends on how it affects the major structure of your story.
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes it
for
matters,
me,
sometimes it doesn't. You take it by like a character by character basis.
This
Like for like a
character-
Game of Thrones example, if you started the story like not like this is I don't think it's a spoilers, but if you started the series with the intention of someone else being on the throne, and by the end of it you're like, no, I just want it to be this guy.
yeah,
Like
with-
at the end, then you can't really
with,
do that.
with endings. It's I reckon it's just give the people what they want and close all the loose lines. Otherwise, you're just
Even
gonna,
if
like,
it's
fucking-
predictable.
Yeah, just because that's what an ending's about. You resolve all the problems.
Yeah, but it has to
yeah,
like the context within the story has to lend to a reasonable explanation for why
Yeah, it has to
it
make
ends the way
sense.
that people want.
It has to
Yeah.
make sense. It has to be a nice ending that people like, and that's and don't subvert anyone's expectations.
I hate writers and authors that keep the ending kind of open. They don't give you the answer, and they want the audience to kind of figure it out for themselves.
It
Basically,
depends
for
on the
me,
type of
that's what-
story.
Yeah, I
Not
think it's
really.
good for certain stories.
maybe for certain, but not for most. Because for me, it's just lazy writing. Because
Cop
I mean,
out.
well, here's the
But
thing. I don't have an
you have to
imagination. Hold on.
write.
It's just I don't
Alright.
have an imagination, and that's why I'm reading your book, and that's why I'm watching your show, because you have that creative mind. So I want you to give me the story and just give me a good closing to it. I understand that sometimes it works, but for me personally, most of the time it doesn't work.
Well, I
Well,
would
it
argue
depends on the
that
genre. If you're
more-
like doing
more-
a mystery series, then open endings are actually kind of preferable.
Yeah, I was about to say it's arguably better because you have to. I feel like you have to think more for certain cases where it is left
I think-
open ended.
I
You
think
have it
people
can't just be
leave the-
open and it not make sense.
I think people leave the endings open because they're afraid of giving an answer.
That's also
I
part of it.
think
Part of it's the fun of just like.
there's
Sometimes
also-
I think authors just don't make the answer.
Yeah.
Like they don't actually know.
So anyway, Drew,
well,
so
I think
what do you think about the chapter anyway?
Are you gonna bring this up, huh? I know
yes,
it.
we are.
I didn't.
Absolutely,
I
Dritz.
didn't see you on Braga.
I was on it.
Yeah, I know,
I
but
didn't
he
say
was
anything,
on
but I was on it.
So you're not saying anything these
But he-
days.
That's because he doesn't want to spoil.
No one
his
asked.
video. He wants-
So what do you think? Did
We're
you like it or
asking
didn't
now.
you
We're
like
asking now.
Oh, it was a rough chapter.
What don't you
What?
like
Oh
about it?
god, it was so bad.
Are you going to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil. I'm in the middle of writing my script right now. But
You got
here's the thing. I
25
think the
people
chapter
in.
was, if you enjoy that, that's fine. I think the last page was definitely the strongest part of the chapter, the
Yeah,
Sanji and
it's-
Zoro meeting. That was cool. My issue isn't with that. There are severe writing and character continuity issues within the chapter that can't actually be ignored because the plot point for that has come to an end.
Which specific things he's referring to?
Are you
Toko.
referring to Hulk?
Toko.
Toko, Sanji, Nami, Robin. There are character continuity issues with those characters and how they saw certain plot points. Sanji's actions don't make sense.
To what? Protect Toko.
No, not protecting Toko. It's the rationale. So I'll have to
Following
think about this a
their
bit more
course.
'cause as I'm writing it. So
Yeah.
whenever Sanji jumps in, so apparently now he doesn't care about getting his identity figured out for the plan. But before, when he was fighting Page 1, it was I have to put on the raid suit to protect our identity. But now he just jumps in,
Yeah. It's
even
'cause
though
it's
you
earlier.
have equal as much opportunity to put the raid suit on as you're moving because it just equips instantaneously. I don't know why he would
Yasuo-
use that. It goes against everything that he was saying before when he put it back on.
But the stakes are
Yasuo
different, though.
sacrificed himself so the revolution could
Yeah,
take
but the thing
place.
is,
But now that
It's
they've
not
jumped
clear
in, they've
that it's
ruined
a
it.
sacrifice that's actually necessary.
Yeah, but
You're missing his.
Sanji would 100% run in.
And also
to
another
protect the
thing
girl.
is that you would have to say is that what is the character motivation for Sanji's group even being in the capital? Why the hell did they come here?
That's a good question.
What was here's the thing. They were there watching the execution. Nothing is explained in between of why they got there. Because they had said themselves that was the entire reason why Law broke up is they weren't going to go pick up prisoners. And they had just gotten trouble in the capital and were spotted by the enemy. And they're going back in there against a heavily guarded execution and they're just going to what are they doing?
We know
I
why
was about to,
Zoro
I was
went
about to
there.
say.
They're trying to say
I was
the
about to
Yasui,
say,
is that
I
what they're
think
trying
they
to
were-
do?
Yeah,
Why
you have to
Zoro went
show
there
that. You can't
to
just
stop
off screen that.
Otoko.
I was about to say that maybe they were there to save Toko, but they didn't know that
But-
she was there.
Yeah, they
until
didn't even
got
know
there.
she was there.
But why even now though? If they knew she was there, it's not like they cared before.
No, they
That
cared
makes
about
sense
her.
for Zoro because they chased after her. But I don't know about Sanji.
I have another plot hole that I have to bring up, and that is why was Orochi so mad at Otoko for laughing, and he knew why she was laughing in the first place.
No, he
what
wasn't
I'm
mad at her for laughing. He was mad at her for laughing at him in the
That's my
in the
point.
palace.
That's my
yeah,
point.
But
That's
how would
my
he
that's
know
point.
that,
that's just him being an asshole though.
Yeah, because he's
But
a
like,
And
is
malevolent
there a
yeah,
ruler.
reason why he would know? Like, it's
Yeah,
not like
and at the
he
same
just,
time, he
hey,
doesn't know her. He
The,
doesn't
the
know
thing
her.
with that
Like,
though is
people-
like the Orochi stuff. I wish, for me personally, I wish Oda would kind of handle characters like Orochi a bit differently because Orochi right now is like I'm evil because I'm evil kind of guy. We're just like, oh, he's just like sitting on top of the carriage laughing, like some Disney villain would laugh
Yeah.
because he
Hey,
did something
Kaido.
bad.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's,
just I think it's just the obsession with power for Orochi. He wanted to take over Wano, even though he wasn't fit to. Kaido helped him accomplish that. Now he's just drunk on power.
It's a theory.
He
And that's
doesn't
why
want
he's
to get rid of it.
paranoid. And that's why he's paranoid about everything.
It's
Because he
an
knows he can
idea.
lose it easily.
So I get what he's coming from, man. Like, you just where I assume like character motivations, you want the answers to, which is fair enough.
Well, and also there are some things like the bodies moved around. People like don't exist for the sake of the plot. Like, so whenever as an example, right? So we figured out from the last chapter that there are actually armed guards at the entrances of the city, preventing just random people from coming in. But apparently anyone can come in if you just run past them, which I guess is a thing. And we saw in the previous chapter that there were armed guards with guns right behind like that bamboo pole, so that people just can't run past it. But then conveniently aren't there whenever Toko, who was somehow blocked by them, just like walked right past them. They're not even there in the shot anymore.
I thought they were screaming at her to get back.
And then whenever Zoro and Sanji come to go save Toko, Toko was on. This is more or less like a panel problem, but like Yasu was actually like she was on top of Yasu, and whenever Zoro and Sanji arrive, Yasu's body just disappears, so that it can be used for a cool panel shot.
Mm.
Because it's definitely
Because
just it's not even on the
distracted by
screen.
the
maybe
Ibisi
Sanji just
town
kicked it
people.
out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be hilarious.
I mean,
He's so
seriously though,
fucked
maybe they did move a few
So
feet away. That's possible.
specific, Dritz. Always so specific.
Well, that's all in the context of everything else leading up to it. Another thing that I didn't really understand why Oda did this,
yeah.
like the composition of the chapter. Some characters' reactions are just simply unnecessary.
Like just goons.
There's goons, but
Like
there's a single
exposition.
panel of Kaido just going rah 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 rah, and then it just
Hey man,
transports to someone else.
that panel was hype, alright?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
We
that
haven't seen-
panel
we haven't-
was just for the
We haven't
hype.
seen Kaido in 10,000 years.
We saw him on the Namushi.
It wasn't hype, but it was necessary. Honestly, Drist, if he hadn't shown that panel, you would have said in a video, where's Kaido all this time? What is he
Nah,
doing?
I-
Right?
No, I wouldn't have said that.
The
Come on,
panels
you
the
would-
panel's okay because it kind of gives us a little bit of context to what Kaido thinks about Orochi.
Right.
It's not
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah, I
entirely
think it's the major
useless.
thing where it's just like it just feels like I wish Oda would have spent more time on this entire subplot because it definitely feels like it's
More
been rushed.
time.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
because I feel like Oda can't find the right balance between like what he wants Yasu to be and spending the time to make it be that.
Yeah.
But by the way, that's confusing me about how long this arc is going to be. So is it going to be a short arc, or is it going to be longer than just Rosa, or so maybe
Should
200
be
chapters?
about
Is
just
that even
Rosa. It
possible?
should be 100 or so. I'm not expecting
I don't know.
260 or whatever.
Oh, another
be a
thing
little bit-
that I don't like, it's like I really am starting to dislike the Wano Alliance heavily for how incompetent they are for the sake of the plot. So
Yeah,
we get
I don't
basically like a
understand why they're
confession
even there.
from Shinobu and Contra. It's like, oh, we should have told you this in the beginning when we were talking about our plans for what we're gonna do for this arc, but the smile was actually all of this. And it feels like it was only held back so that every single party in Wano at the same time could talk to each other and say exactly what the smile was. Why would you withhold that information to any degree whenever you're talking about the armed forces and how they work? For Kaido,
Outside of the Straw Hats doing stuff, what are they actually doing? Kinemon and everyone. We've not seen them do anything.
Well, I mean, they basically made Yasu die because of how stupid they are. So I mean, I guess they're responsible for murder.
And they were this entire time, like everything that Luffy and them are doing, all Kinemon and his side has been focused on is getting Ashura Doji.
But Dritz, did you like the last panel?
Yeah, last panel was good.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, last panel was good. I liked it.
So,
Looks cool.
I mean, you guys
when are they
think
gonna
that it's-
fight each other, Dritz?
Yeah, exactly.
So I have two opinions on this. So the one is that for people who think that this last panel somehow debunks the idea, I don't think you actually understand the idea. But as far as my thing, I no longer think it's going to happen. After seeing the way that Wano's been going, the quality, how it's been written, I don't think Oda's going to tackle this issue at all.
What issue is
spicy
that?
take.
How very Oda-like.
I like how you twisted it. That's a good twist.
Yeah, well, so basically the issue is that if you believe in character continuity, which has been an issue so far in Wano, then there is no reason that if Zoro found out the truth about what happened at Whole Cake Island, he would, according to his own character, he would have a problem with it. I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. I don't think Oda's going to bring it up.
I agree. I think
Chris is
there's
screaming
no
in the
context
background.
for it to come up. There's no context
You
for
can
it
do
to
it
come
on the
up
show
after
next week, Christian. All right, do it on the show next week.
I mean, it's
I don't think
possible
that-
it happens. There's enough. I mean, like,
So
there's so much left in Wano that it could happen, but I mean, for the sake of creating another conflict, maybe it could happen because from here, it kind of feels like we're heading towards the end of Act 2, right?
yeah,
So heading into Act 3, you have to set up something that creates more conflict because you can't really have an act without conflict in it. And so everything seems to be coming to a head. So Oda kind of has to set up something so that we can actually know before going into Act 2 kind of what everything's going to be about or like what the main issue is going to be. So at the end of Act 1, we knew that Luffy was defeated so that, you know, there would be something revolved around that. I feel like something like that kind of has to happen here. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something similar, I imagine.
I definitely don't see the next act being stuff to do with like Zoro and Sanji if that path does play out where Zoro finds out.
I think they're gonna bring it up.
Could you not see?
But Zoro's
Could you
gonna
not
be
see
like,
them bringing it up
No, they will
at
bring
the
it
end
up.
of Wano? Yeah, could they not
It-
bring it up
Lothar,
at
it's
the end
not
of
my
Wano?
fault. They asked me to do this.
Whole Cake Island will turn. Whole Cake Island will be brought up at some point, and Zoro will be like, "Nah, it's cool."
Yeah, because
Yes, but
the whole
if it does get
the
brought
whole
up, it's just
issue-
going to be super short.
the whole issue that Zoro had with the whole Usopp thing was Luffy wasn't taking it serious.
Lothar with another
And-
$10. Look at that.
Lothar is balling.
Appreciate it.
I think Wano is too busy for them to address it in the middle of it. I think it might come at the end of
well,
Wano.
you know,
I don't
After like the
I
party
mean, the other
and
stakes
stuff.
are just too high. Like you're in a Yonko's territory with another Yonko, and then you want to squabble amongst themselves about that. I think that would also go against Zoro's character of thinking straight as to like what the priorities should be,
Hey,
even
Aaron,
if he did find out.
yeah.
what was it? Was it you guys that mentioned that there's a chance that Big Mom and Chopper might get back and rendezvous with the Big Mom pirates somehow? Maybe they find them and they bring Chopper back with them, and that's how he cures her. And then they found out, oh, Straw Hats are actually allies, and then they help them out. Was it you guys?
I
or
think that was Silver's.
That wasn't me.
I think Silver
was it-
said that.
Whoa. No. No, that was not
So,
Silver's.
yeah, it was Silver's. It was
Oh,
definitely
my bad.
Silver's.
No, that was not Silver's. The Big
Sparrow's
Mom
just
Pirates
gonna be
are
like it's all good.
no,
No,
the
I don't
the
know.
Big Mom
But-
Pirates, in my opinion, are way past the Alliance stage of things. They're out for blood.
Well, I mean, they're out for blood now, but of course that could always change if Chopper cures her.
I think
No.
There hasn't been any setup for if that just happens out of nowhere. Like where the hell did that even come from?
Hey, Dritz,
Chopper's looking for an excuse to bolt.
Dritz, is
You just
Caesar the
found
most
some herbs in the
incompetent
ground.
character in the story?
Caesar?
Yeah.
Why would he be? We've seen Kaido and Big Mom so far. They're probably leading more
Bro,
than
he
he is.
can't even
Oh,
make a doll for
man.
it work.
I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily confident, but like not as talented. That's not like
I mean,
incompetent. It's not like
only
he
one
has
other
the ability to do it, and he just didn't. He actually
Only
doesn't
one
have the
other
ability to do it.
person can.
All right, yo.
I guess it's your
Over the
different.
past-
Okay. That's
Over
it.
the past couple years, I've had an idea that has Dritz, you know the toxicity that is Oral Jackson. You have an idea, people will shoot it down instantly, saying that it's fucking
I mean,
stupid.
Dritz was born in Oroduction, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
The
Okay. So
fires.
you're okay. Yeah. So you were born. You were born in the Edge. You know the fucking abyss. I've always had the idea that the devil fruit that Momonosuke ate was not a failure. It was the first successfully manufactured man-made devil fruit. But Vegapunk lied for whatever fucking reason. That's not the point. The point is he has a functioning man-made devil fruit. And on Oral Jackson, every single time I bring it up, the the fucking trolls come from under the bridge, shooting everything down.
Okay.
Yes or no? Is it a possibility that
Yeah, I mean,
Momonosuke?
there's no reason that you can actually deny that as a possibility. So
I mean, I always thought it's been super vague about like just though using the word failure. Like, does it specifically say in a particular person's eyes what failure
it
is to who?
failure of a devil fruit. No, it was never specified
what I think's
how.
going
There's
on,
no context behind
What I
that.
think's going on is Caesar's using that devil fruit as kind of like
a template.
a template to make his devil fruits.
well, the thing is, like the main reason you can't just credit that is because it has something to do with Vegapunk. Because I think it's kind of implied, right, that Vegapunk was the one who actually handled that one.
Yeah.
And Vegapunk actually knows the secrets to all the devil fruits. He knows way more than all of the other people that are involved. So there's always a chance that he could have made it. We don't know why he would have done it the way he did it, but it's a possibility.
I've never like the only reason that I've actually came to that conclusion is because everything that we've seen from Momonosuke in using that devil fruit does not suggest that it doesn't suggest that he has any type of malfunction with his devil fruit. And the only thing that you can use to say, oh, he doesn't, it's a failure, is that he transforms against his will. But couldn't that be? Can't you just chalk that up to not controlling the ability?
Well, yeah, you can chalk it up to that. I mean, like the entire point though is that with all of these like fake devil fruits, there's never been one that we know of that actually did a full Zoan transformation.
Yeah.
So
the thing
there's that.
The thing is, how would they even know that one specifically is a failure if they've never tested it out on any? I mean, I think they were just guessing that they were all failures. That's because only 10% of them have any potential, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to fight, Calvin?
What's the Drit's getting lit up in the chat?
He said, Drit thinks every chapter is bad, and that's why I gave up on watching the motherfucker.
Jesus Christ!
It's
shots
true.
fired.
It's true.
I mean, it's true to a degree. I mean, we've had some of the worst arcs recently, so I mean I feel, in my eyes, I feel like I'm justified.
I mean, Calvin, if you want to debate him, you can just join the Discord and come in here. What's stopping you, bro?
I mean, he criticizes
everyone loves
it
this
so
chapter,
much.
and he's still yeah. Okay, so here's the thing: the difference. This is why like the review is going to be rough. Everyone loves this chapter, but they're not looking at it from the same perspective I'm looking at it from. I'm not looking at it from the perspective that I'm enjoying. I'm looking at it from a writing perspective because there are issues I've been talking about for weeks that no one else has been talking about when it comes to the writing, and they kind of came to a head here. So I had to adjust them based on that basis. I'm not just going to give the chapter a pass because Oda dangled some shiny keys in front of me and I was entertained, which the shiny keys would be Zoro and Sanji meeting up.
Was that a cat reference?
Yeah, but they're pretty good shiny keys though, Drits.
Or a baby reference.
I mean, it depends. I think people for the Zoro and Sanji thing, I think people should tame their expectations because I know it's like hype, but Oda has already pulled a nasty with this exact situation already in Wano. So I don't think because I already see like the Zoro and Sanji versus Hawkins and Drake who's going to win thing. I don't think that's really going to lead anywhere. I think there's going to be a clash like there normally is, and then they're all going to be forced to run away at some point in period of time because even with Zoro and Sanji there, they are outmanned and outclassed by the enemy. And they can't win against them.
Where the fuck's the arc gonna go? They're just gonna kill Orochi now.
Yeah, well, you're just gonna defeat the enemies, and the major thing is like so. It's like a team up, right? Remember whenever Zoro first met Luffy, and the ending note on that chapter when they first met up and saw Hawkins was the long-awaited team up. Yeah. The next chapter, they don't even team up and they run away.
Fantastic.
So temper your expectations.
I think Zoro is gonna try go after Orochi. Kirishiro blocks. That sets up that little thing.
That could possibly happen. Yeah. Oh, I think at the end of the day, Law's gonna have to show up and he's gonna basically end it.
Yeah. If people are expecting a fucking like 6-chapter fight, you're gonna be disappointed.
Well, they're gonna be disappointed, but like I feel like at least they deserve something at this point. I think
it'll just be a clash.
They're gonna
Maybe
take.
some
fuck the
fodder
story.
gets
Even as a cause,
destroyed.
shows something as from a combat perspective for Zoro and Sanji, especially given how much he's like wanking Luffy. Zoro and Sanji could definitely use that in the next chapter. Give them something to do
What's
instead
Zoro
of just
gonna
like
do, though?
beat fodder man.
After,
If
know,
after
have
the
them have
last
a legitimate
nail gun
contest.
again, though. Zoro's gonna be
after,
scared.
after the last chapter, is there any legitimacy to chapter 944 theories or no?
I mean-
Zoro's in the chapter, so
It depends on what, because like
Theory
944 means multiple things. It depends on your
Not-
take on it. Right now, I don't think
944
anything super serious is gonna happen. No.
The
I
most
think it's gonna
common
be
theories
related
for
to Ryuma's grave.
944.
What?
But
The
Eric,
most
it's not
common
just
theories for 944 has always been Zoro dies.
Hey, shut up, Silvers. What?
Something with Zoro. Go ahead. What?
Who's trying
Well,
to talk to me?
it's just yeah, it's just not that Zoro's just in the chapter. Now he's reunited with Sanji, and maybe they talk about what happened during Whole Cake Island, or something happens during that chapter.
Yeah, but it's got
Some-
no,
Well, no,
it's
because
got
there has to be a
nothing to do.
motivating factor for do that. So to do that, you have to bring up another plot point in Whole Cake Island that connects back to what would happen in Wano. So
Yeah,
that would
but-
either be like Big Mom or Pedro.
It's got nothing to do with the tombstone at all.
Well, I mean, you can make the argument that the tombstone was a reference to Yasu.
Oh, fucking Christ. Should be.
I mean, you could make that. Like,
And he also
it's
just
not like
came from
people
a
were saying
graveyard.
that Tombstone was like Zoro's gonna die. People brought that to the extreme, saying Zoro's. I mean, it's obvious that none of the main characters are going to
Yeah,
die.
if you think
Or they
that
wouldn't do
tombstone
that.
was referencing Yasu, that's a massive stretch.
I mean, yeah, I
Delusional
think
stretch.
I agree with you. I think it is a massive stress, but I mean, we'll see what
he
it
said-
we'll see where it leads in the next chapter.
Right.
You know my thing.
Although at this point, I'm not expecting anything too crazy for the next chapter. As
Do
far
you
as like
think-
Zoro,
Do you think Queen's Devil Fruit is a zone flea because he's called the Plague?
I wouldn't
A
put
flea.
I wouldn't put too much emphasis on their epithets. Like Jack's a drought, you know. I don't know how that reference.
No, I think you could actually make a pretty good use of the epithets. As far as like what devil fruit is, I mean, I don't really know. I feel like you can kind of insert anything that would be related to sickness, and you'd probably have a good point to bring up.
Your Silvers. What swords in Zoro's?
Yeah,
hand?
but Jack being the drought, I mean, he's an elephant,
one
right?
second.
So, elephants in water? No?
Well, I
Nothing
think
there?
they called him that because he lays
In
waste to
his
everything.
hand, that's
blah,
Wado.
blah, blah.
That's Wado Ichimonji.
Alright, sweet. Yeah, he's a drought because he, you know. Yeah.
By the way, being a fisherman, is that Jinbei's opponent? Is he?
I
Is
mean,
it Jack
fine.
versus?
I
I mean,
don't know if
I
that matters.
Is
I hope
Jinbei
not.
here?
Because I figured
Jinbei's
Queen.
on
I mean, he'll
Sanji
probably be
should
here at
just
some
chill.
point in time. Oda basically confirmed
It
it.
should be Neko and Ino. That fight. Jack.
Yeah, it should be.
I mean,
Jinbei's
honest-
character is so weird.
I mean, Jack
To be
did
honest,
show
I've
up.
all but given up on
On
Jinbei
a
showing
start.
up in Wano.
I feel like
during-
if they
during
both
the-
go Sulong against Jack, that I feel like they just wreck him, like just real quick.
Sulong.
Because I mean,
During the beginning of OK
if they
Island,
both do Sulong,
But I'm-
yeah, I think Jack gets destroyed pretty easily.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, a lot of people argue in Zoe that Nekomamushi and Inarashi were underwhelming because while they took breaks and slept or whatever, did whatever, it was just one-on-one, and Jack fought the entire time, and they couldn't beat him, even though apparently he's been fighting longer, but he also couldn't beat them, and just in their
Well, no,
engagement. So I
that's
feel-
actually. I don't think that's actually true because Jack's point was to never beat them. Because if he wanted to beat them, he would have used the gas from day one.
he wanted to torture them.
He was trying to
So-
torture them and break their spirit so they would give him the answer without him having to use the gas.
That's kind of like
by fighting them instead of capturing them.
Yeah, I mean, like he
Literally
just sat.
anything
Like,
else.
it's not like he did any damage to them. He just sat there and took it the entire time, and they couldn't hurt him. He's trying to
I
wear
mean,
them
did it-
down.
His ass
I
also
mean,
got
did
he
he
flipped.
capture them?
activated them,
His ass
but
also got
he
flipped by
activated
Neko,
them. He shows
and
he
his
showed you
trunk
that he
stopped
can
by
kill them
Eno.
if he wants. He showed you
Big
that he can kill them
suplex.
if he wants.
It wasn't like Jack was just sitting there doing nothing. Like
Yeah, and it's not, and also we haven't seen. It's not like Jack was using like named attacks against anything, or even in his strongest form, right?
yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of obvious to me that if Jack had wanted to, he could have destroyed them there.
He
Do you believe that
crucified them.
Ashura Doji? Do you believe that
That
Ashura
fight-
Doji would be able to
That
take
fight
out
cost
Jack?
them a lot.
No,
That fight-
I think Ashura Doji can actually fight Jack to a high difficulty, but I mean, it's just like Jack is kind of like the height tool with it. Like, there's always like a commander that gets like thrown into the bus. I feel like that's Jack.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and
So-
if
Yeah, I
one
agree.
of the if one of the scabbards is able to do that to Jack, like high difficulty, wouldn't two of them be able to like take him out?
Yeah,
Well, I mean, first of all,
There's
Jack was like
also-
sitting there on like a croco shark, and plus he wasn't even trying. If he's awake in zone, then it shouldn't even matter. Like he can heal.
it doesn't really matter for Jack.
I always thought it was weird too how they when Ashura went up against Dogstorm and the exposition from I forget who the fuck said it, but they're like, oh, they're evenly matched. And it's just
Was
like
it Wano?
it didn't make sense to me. As soon as like because when he cut Jack, it didn't seem like Nekomamashi or Inarashi could even do that much.
Yeah,
Right.
So-
Yeah. I don't know.
Sulong form should make it a good fight.
It
Yeah, I
wasn't
mean,
an even
basically it'll be
fight
like
'cause
them
he
pulling
ended
out their-
up crucifying them all.
It won't
Man.
take 19 hours though. It'll take a few.
Well, I
hours.
don't think any of the fights are really going to take 19 hours anymore.
Well,
in this arc.
Kaido should take 2 weeks, but that's not gonna happen.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey guys, is
It-
Shukamaru the strongest of the 9 scabbards?
I don't
See
know.
what?
He's the best of what we've seen.
Isn't he the strongest? Isn't
I mean, we don't
still
really
going,
know.
I'm still going with Kinemon just because he's Kinemon.
Kinemon, come on.
Kinemon.
That's
Kinemon.
such a weird take, Silvers.
Well, if Kinemon was so
No,
strong, he should have fought Shutamaru instead of Inuarashi and then beat his ass.
I mean,
Go
you
ahead.
know,
He could've just
Arashi wanted
changed his
the
clothes.
he wanted the fight.
Checkmate, Silvers. You got you.
He wanted that fight. I mean, it's a,
We don't
it's
know
an
that.
It's an honor thing.
If he really wanted to like prove how strong he was, he would have just fought Shutamaru. I mean, that's kind of like the point. Is like they only follow strong samurai, but like Kinemon's like he's just kind of there.
Yeah, Kinemon's like.
Correct
I
me
don't
if
like
I'm-
Kinemon.
So Eric,
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong, but when they were talking about during the beginning of Wano, when they were talking about Odin and how he got kicked out by his father, and that he went and he fought the strongest samurai, which was Shuramaru. Am I mistaken when they said that, or am I remembering that incorrectly?
He fought him to join his side. This chapter implies
Yeah, but
that.
he was the. They implied that Shuramaru was the strongest in that.
They
Odin
said
defeated
in
Shuramaru.
Kuri he was the strongest.
It was kind of implied.
Yeah,
To
he
a
was
certain
like,
degree,
he was a
Shutamaru.
demon in
And
And
Kuri.
Shutamaru is definitely the strongest retainer.
Yeah, it's possible. We haven't seen the other ones, but you know.
But he's
Yeah.
been the most prominent, so it makes sense.
No.
Uh,
No.
This chapter, how old were they when
I was gonna say
when they met up? Yeah, met
the
with Yasu?
Shuten thing doesn't really make sense for now. Because he looks like he's fucking 3 in the
Yeah, he
chapter.
looks young as hell in that chapter,
So-
unless it's just a sizing issue.
I'm going to assume that when Odin left, he got mad at him, and then had to fight him again to join his crew, something like that.
Either that or like they're all from Kuri, right?
Because fucking Shutamaru seems to have issues with people leaving him.
And why was it Okiku in the lineup in the last chapter? I
No, but
didn't see her anywhere.
She was. People think it's Aizo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which
for, I
at
think,
at a
good
certain
reason.
point, I actually was on board with that. I'm actually still teetering on it because for all we know, Izo was
Look at
Izo
Kinemon.
was
He's
one
got
of the
white hair.
retainers. Yeah, he's
So
a
I don't know
blonde.
if it's Kinemon. I don't know if it's Aizo. She's
I
in
wanna
the
say
she's
it
in
was-
the back, man. She's definitely there.
She's just drawn really
She's-
poorly.
She's drawn with a different
People
hair
think it was
style.
Aizo, and then he left to join Whitebeard, and Kiku took his place.
When what's his name? When Odin went to Whitebeard's ship, Izo could have gone with him, and he
Yeah.
stayed
I
with
mean,
Whitebeard
it's
when
possible. It's just a weird
when Odin
take.
left.
It's just a weird
Yeah.
take to bring Aizo back. I don't.
And especially
Didn't,
too in terms of the panel, because then you're leaving out if he was a retainer and all the other retainers are coming back right now, then we would just be left without one of the
Yeah.
retainers.
Why was the Kinemon searching for Aizo?
Yeah.
All that shit.
Doesn't Marco
Nekoma-
also want to pass a
because-
message on to Luffy? So it could be
Because
about.
Nekomamushi want to go get Marco, and I guess he
And,
just
you know,
assumed that
Aizo's
he'd
kinda
bring
like
back
shit.
the other one.
So I'm not really looking forward to seeing Aizo again. He's not the most hype character there is. For sure.
I think
Lord
Wano is in
Wise.
desperate need of some flashbacks.
Yeah. We need all
Nah,
the flashbacks of Wano.
I think Wano is in desperate need of some current events, some
That
hype.
too.
Wano's it'll pick up, but I don't know if it's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
solve.
it'll definitely.
It's not gonna solve Dritz's issues with the writing.
Absolutely not.
It'll pick up in hype factor, which is all the major audience really cares about.
Not.
No one
There
fucking
isn't
cares
much that
about,
can
soldiers
satiate
not being there and shit.
We just care about the 1% of the story
Yo,
that's
can you
fucking
hear me?
cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I just turned off my computer because we're resetting the breakers, so I'm on my phone now.
Alright. Yeah, I was just saying.
So when
I'm
Luffy-
not being satisfied with.
So have you guys noticed?
Go on.
Have you guys noticed that when Luffy's trying to learn this new hockey technique, he keeps fist closed, and Hyogoro keeps his open.
Yeah. I think he's gonna have palm strikes eventually.
Right. So
I'm
I
pissed
think
Luffy's still fat in the chapter.
He's, people
that's
think
just a gag.
Christian's saying he's gonna fight
It's a
Queen
gag
in
right in the
Tank
mid-
Man.
Right in the middle of Yasue's death. We're just gonna throw in a nice little gag.
Wait, Eric, what'd you say?
I say Christian thinks that he's gonna fight Queen and Tank Man like a sumo match again.
Do what?
Luffy's gonna fight Queen in Tank Man.
As long as he doesn't win, I don't care.
Too bad he will though.
I
I
hope
mean, he
not,
should
man.
at this point.
Bro, Queen
Do-
is not
do you
even a threat to Luffy at all.
Yeah, but like the Queen is more than just a single commander. As far as writing goes and just like tone of the arc, if you literally make a clown out of a queen, you question the integrity of the entire operation by having to have the writing of the story move to such a degree that you had to make the characters so dumb and so stupid that they gave Luffy a power up to beat him.
I think
Sure.
it doesn't make sense either way, because the tone has already just been shit for the actual
I mean, the
seriousness
tone
of
has
the prison.
been. I mean, there's already been tonal issues, but like
The tone
you
has
kind of like
been One
destroy
Piece,
if you
yes.
defeat a commander.
If you
Because
have
like
him
it's the
lose
same
against
argument
him,
that you would use that the Shogun's not going to be defeated and all these people aren't going to be defeated there is the same argument you use for an even more important character like
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
Calamity.
Queen's not gonna get like fucking defeated here. He'll be in the final battle, but
I
And
think
plus,
Queen's
if you reveal
stronger
too
than
much
people
about
think
Queen's
he is.
fighting style, it actually ruins the reveal of the fight whenever Queen fights whoever they're
we
supposed to
should
fight
get we
later
should get the
on in the
Devil
arc.
Fruit here, and then we'll have fighting stuff later.
Yeah, that would be fine.
well, but how do you think the prison's actually gonna go? Because in my mind, if Luffy can't beat him,
Well-
to any degree, not
Well,
talking
I don't
about
think
difficulty.
Queen's going to
to
need to
any-
be beaten. I
Big-
feel like it's going to be basically a big meme and kind of like a replica of Impel Down.
Yeah, big
Well,
meme.
that's what I'm saying.
Big meme's gonna fuck shit
I'm a-
up, and Luffy's gonna escape. That's what's gonna happen.
I'm agreeing with you guys in that context, but like I'm just saying for me it just feels like this lose-lose situation where we expect him to be able to beat him, one, but two, if he does beat him, then it already further reinstates
kinda
that
shits
idea
on
that the
Queen
entire
because
prison this whole time has
The
been
end result is
complete
like,
joke.
okay, so
So
Queen
there's just
isn't
no real
defeated.
winning with it, I don't think.
Yeah, so Queen
Or
isn't
yeah, and
defeated,
Big
but
Meme,
Queen
the
allowed
third
Luffy to
option,
train
just fucks the
all
whole
these
thing
things.
up.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Big meme is just gonna rampage and break everyone out. Everyone knows that. We're just waiting for it to happen, which is annoying. I don't know
The
why.
Big Mom
Oda would do
pirates
the same
being on
thing.
Wano have really like messed up the
Well,
plot
apparently,
lines.
from what the fan has been saying, Luffy's going to go ahead and beat Big Mom here.
I hope we get more disposition from the other
Which in my
parts of the
opinion
prison
makes
too.
absolutely zero sense. Big Mom has way too many ties to Elbaf and for her not to be
Well,
there.
Luffy can't beat Big Mom
I
right
actually
now,
don't agree
so
with that
it
anymore,
doesn't
Silvers.
matter.
Maybe he'll hurt her with his new hockey, but he won't beat her.
He doesn't have the power to beat her. That's pretty clear. I don't know why
Right.
people think he's gonna beat her here.
Well, I don't know. People have been on like the new since Big Mom is nerfed thing, she's nerfed to the degree that Luffy can beat her.
How is she nerfed? She just doesn't have her
She
memories.
she still has her massive strength.
The
and
argument
Her
is
body
that,
hasn't
she
gotten
has her massive
younger.
strength. People think that she relies mostly on life. I think
Jesus
it's mostly because she
Christ.
can't use her homies or Devil Fruit.
That
So-
still does not matter at all in the when she fights Luffy.
Yeah, I don't. For me, I don't think it matters. But I guess
The
they can
homies-
argue semantics like,
yeah, it's
well,
a
she's
good-
a clown and it's her mindset. She's not a good fighter now.
Bro, the homies don't matter in a fight at all.
Oh, it depends on the type of Devil Fruit. The homies matter against like Paramecias, but they're actually useless against Lokias.
Yeah, and they're also one of them's useless against Luffy.
Right. Yeah.
And like the big problem with
Wait,
it is
which
Big
one
Mom.
is that?
Zeus.
I mean, Big Mom doesn't have Zeus right now.
Yeah, I know. Silvers. But I'm saying
She
one of
she
them
will
is Zeus.
eventually. Haha.
No, she's definitely getting Zeus back. Nami
No,
is not keeping Zeus
Nami's
forever.
keeping Zeus
I
and
wouldn't be
getting
so sure.
Nami's keeping
And
Zeus
getting
and getting
Prometheus
Prometheus.
too.
That's what's happening. All right. So you better
Eric,
you better watch
Eric,
out.
the memes. I'm willing to make an iron bet on that.
We already have an
It's
Iron
not-
Man
it's
on
Tell
that.
me this: what
We do?
If she, what was
Yes.
the entire point of taking Zeus away to begin with?
Why do you think she's getting all of them?
To give Nami some type of
For what?
buff.
What was necessary
But like
to
for
steal
what?
that only to give it back to Big Mom
So
later?
Big Mom couldn't get up the waterfall. That's what people argue. With Zeus.
Oh yeah.
So Big Mom
Well,
can't
I know
fly.
Prometheus is coincidentally been MIA for
Yeah,
the
where the
entire
fuck
time
is
that
he?
Big Mom's not on screen.
Yeah, what the hell is Prometheus?
I don't know. Maybe he's doing
Maybe he's
his own
stuck at the
secret
bottom of
mission.
the waterfall too.
If Nami has Zeus and Prometheus, she's gonna be a pretty good fighter. That's all I have to say about that.
It's a shame she
I mean,
won't
she
get any
is Zeus
fights
and
anyway.
Prometheus. She's a monster trio in
I
the
mean, it
crew.
won't
Some
make
gets
her a
kicked
good
out.
fighter, but she'll have tools, I guess, that
Yeah,
can win
she'll
her
have the
fights.
she'll have
Nami
the
is
raw power
already-
to do so.
Nami is already a good fighter. She has
Yes,
those
she's a
bow
fine
skills.
fighter, bro. She's a fine fighter.
She has those
alright?
bow staff.
Alright, I get it. I'm her new waifu.
No, she's not a good fighter.
She's still not gonna get any fights. She just takes
She's
out
not.
fodder and that's it.
She'll probably go Kia and then get saved.
Do you reckon
Speaking of
Robin's
which,
gonna fight
we
Crocodile?
were on a 2-chapter Kia dry. Finally got on this chapter, so I was happy with that.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
If it serves
Can you
some
guys
sort
hear
of
me?
purpose.
Yeah.
Is my mic good?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. It's alright.
Yeah.
What's going on anyway, man?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Not much. Not much.
so what I was saying before when Dritz was gone, like the arc's not gonna fix like Dritz's problem with the writing, but it'll make everyone hype again. So I guess that's the only thing that really matters. You know, the general public only cares about fucking Luffy punching someone.
What did you say
To be
there, Eric?
fair, we need something happening.
Whacked out.
Did it lag out?
Yeah, like that. What do you say?
I said like Wano's not gonna like fix your problems with the writing at any point.
Well, right now it's actually impossible to fix the problems I
Yeah,
already
accurate
have. The
towards
only
now.
thing that I can wish for is that basically moving forward, whenever we get new plot points, that those ones are handled better than these ones.
I mean, they're already
I
set
mean, 'cause
up. I
right
don't
now
know if
it's
we're gonna
actually
get more
impossible to
new
fix
plot
stuff.
points. You know, they're already pretty much set up in motion. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping it's just like I mean, personally for me, I mean, this is probably not gonna be the case for a majority of the fandom because they don't think the same way that I do. But I mean, Wano can still recover, but these first 2 acts, and I'm including Act 1 because there were good stuff in Act 1, but there was also a lot of not good stuff. It will bring down the overall rating of the arc, and I feel like this arc should be a top 3 arc with all of the buildup that's been placed with it in these past 15 years. But we'll see.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure this will be on like everyone else's list. Will be like, oh, top fucking 3 arc. Because
Do you reckon it'd
fucking-
be
Yeah,
a bit
probably.
better on a reread? Like a binge
well-
read once it's finished?
I mean,
Maybe.
it'd probably only get worse.
he'll
I feel
notice.
like a lot of
He'll notice more
feel like-
inconsequential details and be like, you know.
What do you guys have to have for this to be a top 3 arc? Like by the end of it?
I'm looking like it just for me at the moment. It's just the lore that's gonna fucking make it. good.
lore and some showcasing of characters that
Do I
haven't gotten
feel
anything in a lot.
like I don't
a long
really
time.
Like local lore
No,
or
like-
like a much larger world?
Ryuma,
lore.
swordsmanship, Kaido, Big Mom.
Oh, so now the swords are important.
Yeah. Ryuma, Big
Give me a
Mom.
Mihawk flashback, and I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Mihawk, maybe.
Oh, fuck yes.
Then you got the stuff with Roger that might be shown up. I don't really.
Revolutionary
Was it-
stuff.
It's hard for me to care about the people of Wano because like other arcs, like Water 7, you know you care about Robin because she's a crew member and you want to see that like get resolved. I don't fucking care about people that can't.
Well, I think
cry.
the thing with like I feel like the writing of Wano is that part of us supposed to be caring about the people of Wano is that I feel like it's being shoved down the reader's throats instead of it occurring naturally.
Yeah.
Whereas every chapter now, it keeps getting reinforced. It's like, oh, everything sucks. These guys are so pitiful. You should feel bad for them. And like every chapter, it reiterates that narrative over and over and over again in basically the exact same way.
I should
Because
make a
the
meme.
Straw Hats went there to help, where normally they arrive at a place and then decide to help them afterwards. Like they went there because they were told to help.
I should make a meme where it's like, you know how the meme's like Orange Man bad? It should be like Snake Man bad or something. With fucking Orochi. We get it, he's a bad dude. Like, fuck. How many times?
What are you guys' opinions on the idea that Mihawk has never been to Wano?
I mean, he should.
I mean,
it doesn't.
I guess it actually kind of depends on the time period that he went there. If there was like no one strong during that time period, then I guess there'd be no point. But it would be redundant to have the world's strongest swordsman not go to the place where all the swordsmen are supposed to be from, even though we haven't really seen that many good ones.
We only hear about Ryuma and shit. So.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like an entire series thing. In the series, there haven't been that many good swordsmen.
Yeah, there's only really been like Mihawk.
Well, it's been like, yeah, Mihawk's really, really strong. People are like, and then Zoro's the next best, I guess, and then Vista's there. I don't know.
Vista.
Shiryu's a thing. And then I guess like I suppose you can count Dad's Bones, but that's not like a swordsman. I'm thinking of like a traditional swordsman.
I was talking about.
Don't really count him.
I was talking to King yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, Zoro's gonna get the Black Blade now to fight King." I'm like, "What are you talking about? The Black Blade's clearly for like the last thing. Yeah, it's gonna be Zoro's like last power up.
What was his justification for that? That literally makes no fucking sense.
Because he needs a power up to fight King. So he's gonna get the Black Blade.
But yeah, but like, why does he have to fight King though? Like that? Did he explain that?
Because he's the first hand man or whatever. So
a Black Blade is a status symbol of the world's best swordsman, so he's not gonna get it yet.
Yeah.
Actually, I would say that the narrative would probably suggest otherwise, because you could argue that being the similar thing as to whenever it was revealed Katakuri had future sight, and it's like, Luffy's not going to get it in the span of just like, a couple chapters, and then he did.
Kinda, but like,
and that's supposed to be
look at Awakening though, Dritz. It's been two arcs, and Luffy still hasn't gotten it.
Well, I mean, you can argue that Luffy sucks.
It's never been convenient for him to learn it.
Yeah, we don't
Once
even
it's
know how it
convenient,
works.
I'm sure he'll pick it up.
If it's as simple as good haki, like Shanks should have it, fucking Rayleigh should have it. Big Mom should have it.
You have to have sex with your sword.
Yeah, you have to learn. You have to hear the voice of your sword or something.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
How important do you think the Ace stuff is going to be? Like a flashback
can we
from
get that
Ace or
shit
something.
back? I really want it back.
I feel like it's not even going to be important at this point. Like, it's just going to be like a reminder, like, hey, remember that like quick few panels from the beginning of the arc? Well, we'll touch on that right now.
Hey, remember when Ace died?
At one point,
that was like my last redeeming factor for Tama as a character, but if Oda's gonna do it, he's waiting a really, really, really long time to do it.
Wait, why is Tama a bad character?
Tama is a bad character because she's a Mary Sue.
I know Ace, please like me.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So I'll explain. So Tama, when she was first introduced, was someone that actually had like, a troubled mind. The entire conflict with Ace was something that was very interesting, and I was incredibly invested within Tama because that connected with Luffy, and I thought there would be an incredible dynamic there. But Tama's trouble with Ace was immediately resolved by having Luffy just punch a dude, and then she's like, whatever, found new Ace, glomp, attach onto Luffy. So she doesn't really have any problems now. She's just supposed to be a child that Luffy protects and looks cute, which it doesn't make her a complex character. It just makes her a likable one. And those things aren't the same thing.
Right.
So right now, she's just kind of just like there to look cute.
She's not even there.
She doesn't have any problems.
I mean, she is with Chopper's group right now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, I mean, like, it could be that, like, I feel like, I don't know, it wasn't necessarily the most, like, impactful thing to have Luffy beat up whole DM as a part of that journey, Maybe Oda takes it in a different direction, because it has to be handled at some point in time, and as far as my interpretation goes, it feels like Luffy is actually doing a bad thing, in a sense, with his relationship with Tama, because it's actually kind of something based on like aggression and actually like a physical. It's not like he likes Tama for the sake of Tama being her own character. He's just doing what he's doing because of his guilt for Ace.
But Luffy would do that for children regardless. I don't think it's about Ace.
There's a difference
I
between
think
doing
it's
that for
that
children
deep.
and like you want to revolutionize a country for one child and not for the sake of the country.
He also doesn't like.
I mean, that's still an
what they're
interesting
doing to the-
dynamic,
He
though.
doesn't like what they're doing to
I mean,
the people.
I
as
agree.
well.
It's an interesting dynamic. That's why I think it's a cool thing. Like, it's not a bad thing that Luffy wants to do that. I think it's something that should be explored because it gives you the suggestion that Luffy actually hasn't gotten over the Ace thing.
Yeah, exactly.
If he reacts this protectively over someone who's just related to Ace, it suggests there's some more inner turmoil within him. That would be a great way to handle that with just Tama and the crew, because the crew should be involved with that as well, because they mixed that originally.
Yeah.
What do you think the turmoil is with Ace? Anyway.
Well, it's
Like,
hard to
why-
say
why
because
Luffy
Luffy's
still
character isn't
feels
a
guilt?
complex one. It could be just like some things you just can't get over.
Yeah.
He'll probably get over it when he faces Akainu, but I don't see anything happening
Because
till
I mean,
then.
it's just like the same thing. It's like this was advice that Jinbei gave Luffy, and it's actually bad advice. But at the time, it was the only thing he had going for him. Jinbei told Luffy to bottle up his feelings, and if you bottle up your feelings, it gets to the point where it actually breaks over, and you just release all of that rage and inner turmoil while on a target that at the point in time just happened to flip your switch. So psychologically, if Oda's going for that, that would be the response to this Tama situation. Whereas Luffy's bottled up feelings for Ace finally, relent and open here with Tama and whatever happens with the crew.
And then he gets
Now, that would be an interesting
awakening.
dynamic.
And then somehow he gets away.
Yeah, then he beats Big Mom.
Yeah.
Some goddamn Sharingan shit.
Big Mom's like, you couldn't even protect Ace, and then he unlocks the Sharingan. Or whatever.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, don't talk bad about my
That
friends.
would be a Shonen power up.
Nah, he sacrifices all his haki to turn into his full potential.
Yeah, but that's the potential of that Tama plotline. I don't really know where Oda wants to take it, because now he has another child in the arc, like Toko, and it's like, are you going to focus on both? How? I don't know how he's going to do that.
Yeah.
Because the
Toko's
same
like
potential with
Zoro's
Tama
thing,
is
though.
also there with Zoro, because Zoro can act as like the emotional barrier or shield for Toko,
He's literally
which
a shield
kind
in
of
this
seems like it's
chapter.
where it's going.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just like, yeah, I knew your dad for like half a day, but I'll be your new dad. And
It's like, well, I knew your dad for one line of dialogue. I can take care of you.
Yeah, like where?
But,
yeah, that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, Zoro's
But that
the
seems
daddy.
to be
What
like
do
the
you
area. I feel like Oda's pushing that dialogue or that plotline because, in my opinion, his relationship with Hiyori Zoro's is being forced to a high degree so far. We'll find out. It depends on what's up with Hiyori when we find out like what is the truth behind her personality.
Which is
She's one of the only characters I care about, so.
Are you still on
Long-
the Dritz? Are you still on the idea that the like original Hiyori we saw could still play a part in the upcoming story and chapters, or is it? Or
Well, yeah.
is she
Well, I'm
just
still
like
on
this damsel in
I'm still
distress?
on the idea that Hiyori and Kimurasaki are not the same person.
So do you think
They
it
act
is just
way
some...
too differently to be a part of the same mind for me.
But we also only got like a brief description of that original Hiyori too, to where it's just we haven't seen anything like that again since. So where and when would it come out?
Well, I mean, it depends on how her personality works because I mean,
Do you not think she has
honestly
a
depends.
different? Do you not think she
Well, yeah, I think
uses
she
a
has a different
different personality for each person she comes across?
I hate it so much.
Well, it's kind of just like split personality,
hate
or it could be
that
like a
idea,
magical
too.
thing. I don't know. It depends on what's the deal with her because
has a
Hiyori
double
is
fruit.
apparently one of the characters that is the heir to the Kozuki clan that no one cares about, which is I don't know how that's going to be explained, but
Her role
Yeah,
was
she
to
doesn't even
continue
give a
the
shit about it.
bloodline, bro.
what's that?
Her
Has she been
role
doing
was to
that?
continue the bloodline, so she should have a child somewhere. It's either Toko or Tama, right?
But then her dad's Yasue.
It's not
So
a
how's
Toko.
that?
It could
That's
be
alright.
a Otama though.
Could be
I
Tama,
mean, yeah,
could be
it's
Toko.
alright, but it's like
I mean, they have to do it to continue the bloodline. It's not about love.
It's just like when you live in Alabama and you have to have sex with your sister to continue the bloodline. Same thing.
yeah.
Or India, where you marry your fucking cousin.
Well, they're not related.
Exactly.
It's kind of different. But I don't know.
I just don't. If that
I
wasn't
don't-
the case,
I
I
don't
just
know
wouldn't
what-
understand why it
I
would
don't
be
know what
Yasue.
I don't know what you Americans do. But you know,
We fuck our cousins over here, Eric. Why don't you get with the picture?
Whoa.
that's alright. I mean, you're allowed to, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
By law.
you might be allowed to. Not
Freedom.
me.
The land of the
I mean,
free.
I'm just saying we're
I
all
don't even
allowed
want
to.
I don't even want to.
I don't, but we're allowed to.
Land of the free.
We have that
baby.
freedom because this is fucking America.
I thought incest was still illegal.
I don't think cousins count.
Incest is illegal.
Not Drits.
What's that?
Silvers.
It is if you
Alabama's
don't
not
tell
gonna
anyone
stay
about
anyway.
it.
I don't think incest
Alabama's,
counts as cousins, but I don't know.
I mean, it's either your sister or your pig. You gotta pick one.
Yeah.
And what's the difference, you know?
Which one
Depends on how
squeals?
bad your sister is.
Alright, I don't know what's down here.
Eric,
Jesus, it's taking way too long.
Togo's kimono is it's red, not pink.
Alright. We'll change that. So what are you blokes up to today? It's night, isn't it, over there?
It is like
yeah.
9 o'clock right now. I am playing Monster Hunter. I just beat Behemoth again. I'm trying to get the rest of his armor set.
What are you doing, Drits? You just trying to write the script?
Well, I was writing the script, but the power is gonna be off for a little bit, so I'm probably just gonna chill, and then go back to writing the script and playing some Smite.
I mean, they need you on like BDA to give them the talking points.
Yeah, I was actually talking in my Discord to my boy Young, and I actually think it's kind of funny that there's a bit of truth to that, where it's people they can't actually think for themselves, so they do use my points without actually understanding.
It's not just
the
you,
logic
man.
behind
It's
my
the
point.
entire like YouTube community. When you talk to someone, you know who their favorite YouTuber is. That's not like in the game. You're like,
Because
Well,
they
I
just
also-
parrot
Yeah,
people.
I also feel like a lot of YouTubers like overestimate like their ability to critically think on the show, because I don't think it's very hard to come to the particular conclusions that any one of them come to on any chapter. It seems like it's pretty easy to see like
Well, give
why
me an
they
example.
think that. An example?
Yeah, like call some names.
Well, I mean,
Dritz, no one's trying to
I
call
don't wanna-
anybody out here.
call anyone.
I don't
want
want to call anybody out, but I mean,
Call 'em
like,
out.
for Dritz, I think I have a good idea on what you like. I mean, and people don't understand what you do, which is objectively look at manga, which not a lot of people do. From your background's more so in like high fantasy. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So you have this expectation that you would like to have met when you read the story. So when you are mad at things like the fact that people from Ibizu can just walk past the guards, I mean, I think if you look at it through your eye from that objective lens, you could easily see that that would be a problem that
Yeah,
you
like
would
I understand.
have with
I
the
understand
story.
that problem, but for me, I'm like I don't
Yeah.
care about the fucking guards.
Yeah,
Well, it's not a
exactly.
problem that's like, they didn't stop them. It's a problem in the sense, like, if you're going to use that, because the reason I was mad at that from the previous chapter is that it was used as a part of a writing method to try and make it more sympathetic for the villagers, where it's like, all of that leads towards my larger points, that a lot of things that are set up don't have the proper execution for how impactful they could be.
Yeah, which is fair enough.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Which is fair. And
Yeah.
on the flip side of that, there's the same people who are fine with that. So
Yeah.
you can understand the conclusion they come to. The
It's
chapter.
not
Yeah,
like-
right.
Okay,
So,
yeah,
like, for me,
this is a
like,
problem, but I still enjoy it.
yeah, that's the same thing. Like, if people like what they're watching, that's completely fine with me. It's not a problem. The only thing I would base on is, like, if you try to say that there are like objectively no problems with this, and if you don't like it, you're wrong. It's like, talk to me about writing, and then we'll see if we can go from this. Like, if you enjoy it, then don't let someone else impact your enjoyment unless you actually think there is some value in their opinion.
Right.
Dritz-
No, and
Dritz
I agree. 'Cause
complains
I
a
have
lot
that same
because
problem because
He
people are
sees
mad that they
how good
they
it could be.
yeah, exactly. They get mad when it gets critiqued when, like you only critique something that you love,
I'm not even
right?
looking at the chat.
Like you
I should
wouldn't
probably
be
do
here
that, right?
critiquing it if you didn't like One Piece.
Right.
Yeah, like I feel like half the like discourse on like Twitter is just like teams. Like I like Joy Boy more than Dritz, so I'm gonna fight.
Well, that's actually how it that's how it's been for a really, really long time. Where it's like, I mean, you're really spot on there, Eric. Where you can actually tell, which world view people are trying to protect whenever they're talking, because a lot of the One Piece fans, they actually kind of dictate what the content creators think. So there was a point in time where, it was, as an example, Roger, he was not liking Whole Cake Island, but he would have to put on a front in his reviews, trying to curtail his criticisms, because every time he would say how he felt, he would get absolutely murdered for being not a real fan.
Yeah.
So, people who go onto YouTube for most One Piece videos, as a general consensus, the casual fandom only wants their worldview validated by their views. So just say you enjoy it, and that makes them feel like their time was worthwhile.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
you and I have probably the most hardcore fans, because I'm like a 2-hour show every week. So if you're watching that, I'm sure you're invested at some point,
Right.
And then you're you got your more analytical take, which you need to be switched on to understand.
Well, yeah, I think the thing with me though is I don't know if there's really an in between with as far as how people can see me, because no one really is going to be okay with me tearing apart something that they like, because they don't want to see it in that type of lens. But some people who are just frustrated with the series, there isn't really much of a market for criticizing One Piece outside of me.
Yeah.
Success, you can't be successful in the One Piece YouTube community just talking about how bad something is. It's not like this is Star Wars, where it's just the popularity is so big within a country that you can shit on it and get millions of views.
Silver, Star Wars has been awful, alright? Don't even...
Star Wars
has
is
been.
okay.
Don't even try.
It's okay.
Nah, it's pretty bad.
It is pretty bad.
Oh, we gotta shit on
If
Star
you
Wars.
don't think it's
Can we
bad, I would
shit on
highly
Star
recommend
Trek?
watching Muller's videos on it. He does a really good job of objectively tearing down the.
Oh no, I'm
It's
not
a
saying that
billion-dollar
it's
franchise.
great.
It shouldn't just be okay.
I'm not saying it's no. New shit? Nah, I'm not for it. But I still look at the old Republic with beauty.
Yeah, you can
Well,
do
we're
that.
talking. We're not talking about the original trilogy. We're talking about the new ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Ray's a bitch.
Yeah, we're only talking about the Force Awakens, the Last Jedi, and then the new one's probably gonna be pretty bad too.
Hey
What's
man,
up
it's
with
got
that
the
title,
it's
though?
got the Emperor in it, bro. Get ready.
Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
And
Bring back
Lando.
Palpatine
Don't
so that
forget
you can have the
Lando.
villain.
Yeah, and Lando.
Oh yeah, Lando. Back in the
Old.
Millennium Falcon, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was piloting the Millennium Falcon.
Is he wearing Han's clothes in this one?
No,
I don't know.
he's got Hans dice around his neck. Remember when the dice mattered?
Remember in episode 9 when they say get rid of the past, kill it if you have to, and then they bring back the Emperor and Lando
Yeah,
in the
they
next.
didn't have a villain. They didn't have the guts to make Kyle the actual villain.
Remember in episode
They're
9?
gonna kill Lando, aren't they?
Remember in episode 9 when the whole point was to not be good or evil, and then at the end, Kylo's just evil? That's pretty cool.
People are saying
Yeah,
that
I don't know.
Kylo
There's
is
so
gonna
many
be
writing
the good
issues
guy
with
by the end of it.
Yeah.
Remember how all
He'll
the
probably
plot
be Vader's
points
gonna do
from
something.
8 made nothing.
Or made any sense.
Snoke's
What was up with
nobody,
the-
Rey's nobody.
I guess
Finn
we're
did
just.
nothing
I guess
the
we're
whole
just.
film.
I guess we're just
The
haters though.
Force
So
kid at the end.
you know.
Well, I mean, it depends. Saying someone's a hater isn't I know it's like a popular online thing, but that doesn't actually tackle any of the arguments they make. That's exactly what I say whenever people say if I bring up what I think is a valid criticism of One Piece, people say it's a nitpick. When you acknowledge something as a nitpick, you actually believe that that's a problem. You're just saying that it doesn't matter to you because you don't care.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's
So
what
you
it means.
just
What you're saying when you say nitpick is.
People are just saying they don't have a counter for that argument, or maybe they realize that it is a problem. They just don't want to acknowledge it because it ruins the story for them.
It's like when Drew. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's exactly what Drew said. When you say it's a nitpick, you acknowledge that it's there, but you say like whatever.
Yeah, it means you don't care. So, I mean, it's hard to talk to someone because whenever you're bringing up something negative about One Piece, which I do all the time, that's basically my job now. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm just waiting for a really good chapter there soon. The end of Act 2 should be pretty soon. I'm hoping there's a pretty fire chapter coming up. I would really like that. But it's people don't actually want to debate you on the topics you're bringing up. They just like the. It's just like a frontier justice, but in the
Listen,
YouTube comment section, it's like you're just a hater, lol.
Trit, I kind of like the negativity because I'm so tired and sick of all these reviewers who are so hyped up about every single chapter just because of the views, because they know that if they say oh something's wrong, they're gonna get dislikes and people are gonna call them out or
Well,
something
it's
like
also
that.
the thing. It's like for these week to week chapters, I don't understand how people like a lot of people watch chapter reactions. They expect people's reactions to every chapter to be like this is the most mind changing thing. It's like mind fuck thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like Hiroshima fighting Luffy. Holy shit, how hype is that?
Yeah.
And like live reactors, they have to cater to that audience because it's like if I don't actually show like this crazy emotion, people won't feel like I actually enjoy what I'm reading.
We started the channel because we were like, no one's actually talking about anything. They're just saying the plot points of what happened.
Nothing
I know
irritates me more whenever I listen to reviews and this is another more thing I do when I help new channels is that don't summarize the chapter. People just read the fucking chapter.
Yeah.
You're not bringing anything new to the table if you're just saying like, yeah, this is what happened.
I also think there's a
honestly,
clear indication on the people who do
This
it
is
because
awkward.
they enjoy it, because they really are invested. Like, people who are free to criticize, they're there because of how invested they are. And I feel like a lot of other people, it's just like some sort of front, like, where, yeah, they like the story and they like One Piece, but, like, at the same time, they're not there to voice their opinion. They're there to please whoever their demographic is.
Yeah, the general readership just wants their confirmation bias confirmed, so that's why people like Dritz and stuff stand out.
This is super
essentially.
awkward.
By the way, this is a tedious thing on my part, but why do you guys even rate it out of 10? That makes absolutely no sense. Because
Well,
I know
as
that
far as I can tell, I'm like the only person who has a standard for rating chapters.
It's just here's the thing. If a chapter is really hype, it's a 10 out of 10. If it's average, that's a 70, so it's a 7 out of 10. And if it's a bad chapter, it's a 5 out of 10. What's
What?
1 through 4 supposed to represent? They have absolutely no value whatsoever.
Well, we gave.
So shouldn't
I think we
system
gave when
between-
Big Mom was hit amnesia. I think we gave it like a 4 or something. I can't remember what we gave
It should
it.
just be like 1 through 3.
It's
like
right.
I'm not
One
a fan of a 10 point.
But how we do it is like 5's a pass mark, and anything under 5 is awful.
Yo, my bad.
So
It just depends
Dritz,
on
what's
how it
a
is.
1.5 for you? I mean, anything less than 5. What does Oda have to do for you to give it a 3 or a 2 or even a 1?
To be honest, it's like I have not yet given a chapter anything lower than a 4
Yeah, it's
because
hard
it's
to
like
do.
to get that bad. For me, if to make a chapter less than a 4, you have to do something so bad that it actually ruins part of the
You
series.
have to break the story. I'll give you an example. Like when Maruta died to fucking Zetsu, I would have given that a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you do something that completely like makes a mockery, like as an instance, I would give a -10 if the One Piece was like the hat or friendship or something.
Oh god.
Oda killed that shit quick. He
Yeah,
killed
I mean,
that
he
shit
should've.
instantly.
When you do your 10-point review, do you take the art into consideration too, or just story and character and plot?
When you're reading, you have to take everything into context with something else because I think that's something that people don't understand. It's like if you're reading a chapter by its own merits, then you have to isolate that chapter. This means that you can't take the context of anything that came before it or anything that might come after it, which actually kind of makes rating it redundant to begin with because if you're not viewing it in the context of what's happening, then you're not really looking at anything at all.
Yeah. For me,
Also,
the art comes into play
can't
when it's
rate it
really
based
good.
off-
Like if it's like when Kaido turns up and he's in his dragon form, like the art comes into play. But when
By the way, I'm
like art matters, yeah.
Well, I mean, there has to be per chapter. There's like this story arc, but each individual chapter has to have its own arc as well, though. So I think based
Yeah.
off that, you could rate it to some degree.
Yeah, but writing it without
Yeah,
any
fair enough.
context is weird.
Yeah, it would be really hard to do. It would be like it would be rating The Last Jedi without having seen The Force Awakens, so like nothing's in context for the characters.
Well,
It would be
So in
odd.
that case, it wouldn't have mattered
yeah,
anyway.
it wouldn't matter because there's no context
like
in that
the-
movie.
It's like that Angry Joe review of Kingdom Hearts 3 when he didn't even play any of the older Kingdom Hearts.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts
Please,
is
please
trash.
don't bring that up.
Wait,
Yeah.
Eric, did you just say Kingdom Hearts is trash?
Yeah,
You don't wait, really? You don't like Kingdom Hearts?
I've never played them. I'm just memeing.
Oh,
Same.
I just see,
it's a-
I just
it's a
see, you
good
know,
story.
I just see Disney shit with fucking anime. I'm like, yeah, alright.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. We're almost done here,
fuck was
fellas. Fucking hell, this is taking ages.
Yeah, about to head out of here, guys. Thanks for talking. Enjoyed talking to all of you. Hopefully we can do it again soon.
Likewise.
Man.
See you later.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Take it easy,
Good
man.
So,
You know, I'm having a neck-to-neck with Tyson.
oh, are ya? Did he pay you for it?
Yeah,
I'm waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Did he pay you for it though?
it's gonna be happening soon. I just gotta. I'll probably try to do it at the beginning of next week, but that's gonna be an interesting. I don't know what it's gonna be about.
Do you even put out neck to necks these days?
Yeah, I have
He
one
hasn't for the
recorded with
past
Ohara
few-
that I'm putting out soon.
Yeah.
I know Dritz steals templates for thumbnails.
Oh, I got him.
Oi,
I
Druids, you
went to
could,
that's right.
oi, Druids, you could legitimately just put out our Sanji power scaling as a neck to neck.
Just give Christian
Oh,
the file
that,
and he'll
yeah,
edit
I suppose I could.
I mean,
it. Just give Christian
That
the
is
file.
absolutely
pretty much a neck to neck.
that is absolutely the neck to neck that I've been waiting for is the Christian one.
Well,
Yeah, well, it's not coming out because Druids Kun doesn't know how to use audio software.
well, the file's
I mean,
fucked
who
as
That
well.
was
does?
all on you.
We tested it. We should have done a mic. We did a mic test.
Christian, just
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
did, and it sounded fine, but then I don't know.
Dritz, just give him
I
the
got
file.
cut
He'll
from my
edit it.
recording.
He'll edit the file if you give it to him.
I don't even think I have it anymore. I wanted to like download porn or something, so I had to delete it.
Rip.
Oh man.
Yo, Druids, I'm gonna. What were you talking about? Where you're saying, why recap the chapter? You have to You have to say things happened so you can make point. What are you even talking about?
No, like generally recap and then not give you point.
Yeah, if all
No,
all
you
you
have
do
to
is
recap.
Was that a
the
comment?
chapter.
Was
Druids,
that a
you
comment on the
have.
stream?
No, that's me. You
Oh, yeah,
legitimately
there's a difference.
you have to recap
What
to a
I meant
certain
was saying
point.
is that your
Yeah.
review of the chapter is saying what happened in the chapter. You can recap and then expand upon what like so you give context to what you're saying, but you can't just say what happened in the chapter
but
and just like
you-
not do anything.
You said that you should not recap.
No, what he meant was don't just straight up recap. Give
Yeah,
your
but
opinion.
people
Yeah,
didn't
that's what I
take it
meant.
like that.
Maybe it
Yeah,
came
people
out
didn't
sounding
take it like
weird,
that.
but what I meant
Yeah.
was saying is that your review of the chapter shouldn't only be recap.
Yeah,
if
that
you-
makes way more sense to me.
If your entire review, quote unquote, is just you saying exactly what happened in the chapter and then say 10 out of 10 and then cut the video off, what's the point?
Yeah, well, he
That-
knows.
that-
Well, you would know because Dritz like kind of recaps the chapter as well. It doesn't not.
Yeah,
do
like
it.
if I'm
No,
if I'm
but-
gonna bring up a point, I'll say like, okay, so we saw in this panel, this
Yeah.
is what happened. And then
Otherwise, it's
I'll
literally
go from there.
otherwise you can't make a cogent argument because no one knows what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially with me because my things can kind of get long-winded.
Yeah, and then he's got to give the Braga boys their points, and anyone else.
Yeah, he's gonna give him their point. Yeah, pretty much.
And the
Apparently.
Oro Jackson homeland.
No, the Oro Jackson homeland's its own fucking weird animal. All right,
Yeah, they don't associate with me.
they don't
No,
associate
that's
with YouTube.
no,
all right?
most of them are Rogers-based people. They
No.
are hardcore Rogers-based.
Actually, from my experience on Oral Jackson, dude, no one there likes Roger.
Or
No.
no,
Braga
let me-
boys.
They all like
let me
Tex-
rephrase that. The Nakama thread is mostly Rogers based. They will if you talk to anybody in there about anything next crew member, every single point is something that came out of Rogers' mouth.
that makes sense. I
Okay,
guess.
all right. But who hangs out in that thread anyway? Some weirdos, right?
Probably furries.
Yeah,
Probably
Yeah.
Silvers.
of course.
Some weirdos like Solus. Yeah.
Okay, I'm a sword geek, not a furry.
All right.
I want Sanji to cut Carrot's fucking head off and
Whoa,
serve her for.
Whoa. Whoa.
What the hell do you have against Carrot?
Oh.
Everything.
Give me one thing. One thing.
One thing, she was pointless in Whole Cake Island. Remove
What do you
Carrot, nothing changes.
How was
I
she
mean-
pointless? She gave us some perspective on who the Minks are. She gave us that connection.
Which we would have gotten regardless.
She gave us
Carrot,
too long.
everything that she did with remove Carrot, everything she did would have been done by Pedro.
You see, what you have to remember
Hold on,
is
hold on. It's much bigger than that, though. Silvers, it's much bigger than that. As the future Pirate King, Luffy is probably gonna have someone from every race in his pirate crew. So she kind of fits, though, don't you think?
Well, not anymore, because she's not really important.
Well, no, I'm saying
we knew the second she said I'm going to Whole Cake Island, we knew exactly what was gonna happen. She was gonna showcase what better people are going to do in Wano.
Hold on. Eric, you said not anymore. What the hell have we seen from the Straw Hats right now, other than Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji? That has been more than what Carrot has done.
Bro,
Nami hasn't done it.
I don't think Carrot's even had a line.
Listen, these guys haven't. I'm just saying, really, what have they done? I mean, the lines that we have seen from them have been meaningless. They haven't progressed the plot in any way.
Carrot's been reduced to like a character in the background.
As if they were in the story to begin with. It's as if they were in the story to begin with.
But character's been reduced to someone in the background. She doesn't even get. She's not even talking.
So has Nami.
She was No.
Nami's been doing stuff. It may not be important,
Nami's
but
had
she's been doing stuff.
Nami was involved in the plan.
What did Nami? Hold on. What did Nami do that is so critical to the story? That is so important to the story right now.
She was gathering information for the plan in Wano.
She forgot about Toko.
Carrot is literally just sitting around with the other minks, which is exactly what everyone said was gonna happen.
Can we keep this cordial, please? All right, can we calm down a little bit? We don't need to scream at each other.
Okay, you're right about that. You're right. But so do we honestly think that everybody else in Wano isn't really doing anything? Maybe they're preparing, but the preparation for the war is maybe something that we don't really need to see, but we know is happening in the background. Don't you guys agree?
My whole point is Carrot's not joining the crew.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because Robin just turned up, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean?
Robin
just
didn't do anything.
Robin just appeared in the crew, so I don't know why you're so obsessed with Carrot not joining the crew, Silvers. Like, what's your point?
Oh no, I was just bringing it up. Because I was talking about the Nakama thread on Aura Jackson.
All right, but why are you so convinced that Carrot's not joining the crew?
Christian, he attacked Carrot.
What would be the point?
What do you mean?
What the fuck's the point of Brook?
Right.
Luffy wanted a musician.
All right. Okay.
I don't think Luffy will have a crew member from every race.
I don't understand your argument, Silvers.
He doesn't
half the crew members don't do anything anyway.
But he doesn't like Carrot.
Yeah, that's just it. That's his argument. He doesn't like Carrot.
I could see some minks joining the Grand Fleet, but not the Straw Hats themselves.
Don't try and make it like a cogent argument.
Even still, I don't see the point in Carrot joining the crew. At least with the other people who quote unquote have no purpose, Luffy had a want for them. Luffy has shown no interest in Carrot, and yet people will stand her like she's fucking Jesus, like she's the second coming. No, it's not.
Here's what Luffy needs. Luffy needs a crew to run the ship, okay? That's what he needs. I mean, even Roger
they've been doing since...
Please allow me to finish before you tell me I'm stupid, okay? Please. And then when I'm done, you can tell me I'm stupid. So literally everybody on the crew, doesn't matter who they are, they play some sort of role. Even Shanks and Buggy, right? I mean, they were cabin boys, but they also fought when there were battles. I mean, don't you think Luffy needs people like that? She can sit in the crow's nest. She could be a lookout. She's good at that. She displayed that during Whole Cake Island, right? And then when there's a battle going on, she's one of the more capable and more able crew members to fight. She's more reliable. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like she's worth joining the crew.
She's Yeah, but what the like? It's like what the fuck does Robin do on day-to-day basis? Like she doesn't help the crew.
Exactly.
So she's making stupid arguments just because he doesn't like Carrot.
There has
That's
to
what I'm
be a
saying.
connection between
I've
these
already
two.
said that I don't like Carrot. I don't think she's
Alright.
joining the crew. I don't want her to join the crew. But like I've said multiple times, I can see the argument for her joining. Yeah, I admit
Alright,
there
well,
is a
yeah.
possibility,
Well,
but
yeah.
I just don't think it's gonna happen. Hold on, give me a
Silver.
second. Somebody's at my door. Give me a second.
Okay.
Alright, well, it's really just comes down and he doesn't like Carrot. That's basically it.
That's why I'm calling him out, because he said that and then he told
I
you
know.
and against her. Didn't he just say that?
Yeah, I know.
Before that.
He
He said I have nothing against Garrett, and then he went back on that again the third time and said,
Yeah,
you know what?
he's being slippery, 100%.
That's what I'm saying. I think I kind of convinced them that there was an argument for her being on the crew, and then he said, "Well, I just don't like her. That's why." But here's the thing: I don't mind anybody hating anybody in the story. I just want you to give me a reasonable reason why you hate that character.
That's fair enough.
It could be for character development. It could be because of their power. It could be for any reason. I don't care. But give me a legitimate reason. Don't just say I hate that character and then that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Silvers does that a lot. he makes up arguments that don't make sense. That's because he doesn't like it.
And then coincidentally, he gets a knock on the door. But I'm curious to know who that is.
It's the logic
Reality.
police. Yeah,
Right,
logic
yeah.
police. I love like Silvers. I love you, but you gotta fucking calm down, right?
Alright. Time for effects.
All right, boy. Yeah. So, Dritz-kun, why are you so negative, huh? Why can't you let people enjoy the chapter? Is he even here?
We need
Give me a second. I'm switching back onto my computer.
All right, dude.
I mean, he does what he wants.
I honestly don't mind his negativity. I told you, it's fine with me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
No,
but,
it's
like,
just Christian. Here's why it's fine with me. It's because I like to go watch a video where a reviewer is all happy about it, and then I'd like to go watch another one where they're pointing out all the faults about it, and so that way I can get all sides of the story from different points of view.
I just feel like he's bringing up points that are just One Piece-isms at this point. Like that happen in every arc. And
I'll let him defend that one when he gets
like
back.
all these little fucking nippy. Like I understand like their issues, and if you dig deep enough, you'll be able to find them. But I feel like they're just One Piece-isms. Like,
all right, well,
yeah, I was just saying like your arguments about fucking fodder not doing certain things in the army and whatever. I just feel like they're just One Piece-isms at this point, and they've always existed. So I'm like, what are we complaining about at this point? It's like, do we count like time-saving techniques as detrimental to the story, or do we count pacing at a more higher premium? Like, you know what I mean?
I think that each panel is like real estate, right? It's valuable, and if you don't do anything with it, anything meaningful, then you're just wasting that.
Yeah, like you could have had like 3 pages of the Straw Hats beating off fodder to get to the town square. I mean, sure, it makes more logical sense, but you like kind of ruin the pacing, and then you don't get the payoff at the end of the chapter. So it's like,
and also Otoko trying to get past the guards at the fence. If you spent a panel on that, it's a waste. You know.
Not
I feel-
necessarily.
yeah, it's a problem with weekly fucking manga. I've been saying this for weeks. Like these issues are issues based off time constraints and panel constraints, and they could only have a certain number of pages produced in a week. You know what I mean?
I would say the counter argument to that though is that all comes down to how you compose and structure your chapter.
Sure, but
if you're
like,
an artist who doesn't know what you're doing, you will skip things like that.
but Dritz, I think it's a conscious choice by Oda. I don't think he's fucking skipping it for no reason. It's a conscious
Depends.
choice.
Yeah, I would say it's a conscious choice, but it's also at the same point, it's a conscious choice to show the things that don't matter.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, and
Right.
that's a problem with Wano. But I'm talking about like the guy's not doing anything. I don't really understand how that's a net negative to the chapter.
Well,
You know
the
what I
thing
mean?
is, like, if you looked at it by itself, right? I totally agree with you. It's kind of like one of those negligible things where you say, yeah, okay, the guys didn't do anything, but like you ruin continuity. It's like saying if there was an army present in one panel and then the next panel the character got to the general in the army without having to go through the fodder, it's like, okay, you break the immersion of the thing you're reading by getting rid of the things that you already established to be there. Like, it feels like you just wanted to write something to be there instead of thinking about how it would logically work.
I think Oda draws based on if it's going to matter in the grand scheme of things, then it doesn't matter. You know, like if he showed the soldiers, what would that accomplish in future? You know,
well, Dritz, we can see the exact opposite effect in the One Piece anime, and it detriments the story even like so bad that it makes the
the problem with the One Piece anime is like, listen, they include things that don't matter and portray it as things that do.
Yeah, which is like, it's like that, you know, that scene in Hawkeye Island where like fucking Luffy's running around the capital city, and then we get like fodder fucking chess pieces that attack him and like cut buildings and shit. We don't need that scene, and that just wastes everyone's time.
Yeah, but there's a
makes
context
sense
behind that where it's like, So I'm not saying like you need to have the guards there, but I'm saying if you put that in the context of everything else that's wrong with what you're looking at, all of it actually matters to make a cohesive argument. Because especially with this scene, because this is supposed to be like a really impactful scene. And if you do things that don't necessarily make sense with it, it actually breaks the immersion of the audience in that scene. It's kind of like during, I guess this is an Endgame spoiler, right? So at the end of Endgame, in the final battle, everyone's like forming up to, you know, Avengers Assemble, and like there is a direct moment in that where they take the time to make a girl power move, where they get all the women gathered all at the same time at the same point in the battlefield, just so that you can have a point that says like, oh yeah, these are girls doing this. It breaks the immersion and makes the thing feel not natural.
But like, wouldn't you say
it's not like reading a chapter where it's just panels and you can kind of piece those things together in your mind. You have to make it flow when it comes to anime.
But the space between panels is also an art form. You know what I mean? That's also a very important art form.
I agree with that. Yeah,
so,
I agree with that.
We like if manga was just sequential events happening in real time, it'd be boring as fuck, right? So like,
well, I mean, yeah, you have to pick and choose what you show.
Yeah. The space between panels is important.
Would you prefer if there was just a tiny little box on one of the pages that shows Sanji and Zoro just taking out a guard? Would you prefer that?
Yeah, I mean, no, because with the Sanji and Zoro thing, like, it's believable that they could get there given them. It's like, there are certain characters that there's a suspension of disbelief given who they are. But like, as an example, it's like, so Toko, we didn't even know there was an entrance there. So it's just like, it just feels like Toko got put in that spot just so that she can get rescued.
She slipped through the bars. What are you talking about?
The city, Christian.
Oh, the city. She ran in to get into the prison. They said she slipped through the bars.
She slipped through the bars?
She's a tiny girl.
That's the feeling that I got, was that she went through the fence that was between the crowd and Yasu. She went through the fence.
I'm like, to be honest, I don't necessarily care about that. The only thing that I think that you could probably make an argument is like, what the fuck was Zoro doing?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, that's like, okay, whatever. I can believe Toko can get there. It's like, whatever, fuck that. Like, maybe, okay, even the guards just disappear randomly like an NPC in Oblivion. Okay.
Aren't they too busy with the Ibisu town people making a riot?
Zoro spent that entire time looking at what was happening. He's like, there's no way he didn't see Toko. What was he doing? I don't know.
I think he just, like, when the boards fired off, he was forced to do something. But like, yeah.
And also, like, another thing that's like, this is not necessarily like, I don't know if this necessarily matters, but it's kind of funny when you think about it, where it's just like, Oda gives the impression that Zoro and Sanji didn't see each other whenever they would literally have to see each other going for that, because they were all moving at the exact same time to go to the exact same place. It's like you're both running down the hall in the opposite direction of each other, and somehow you don't see each other. And they're like, huh? You're here. It's
I mean,
pretty funny. It's whatever.
they both had tunnel vision on Tama, I guess.
I mean, it doesn't like necessarily matters. It's just like funny when you think about it.
Yeah.
Then again, they're both seeing with one eye.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just like how height has mattered in One Piece, eyes matter as well.
But the missing eye is on the opposite side, so surely they'd see each other with the other eye.
Surely.
Hey, don't ruin our logic, all right? Don't ruin it. Well, like, yeah.
That stuff is like it's like whatever. That's another thing I really care about. I care about more like the actual issues that I think compose that. Other things I can let by. I just wish they would have like the only thing I could say about it is like I wish it was done in a manner that like made me more immersed.
Yeah, like I would give this chapter a 9 out of 10, but I don't get a point for the small issues. Like I acknowledge the small issues. Like this chapter gave us like so much lore on the smiles and like what that actually fucking means, and it made us actually hate Orochi. But the scene at the end is just the icing on top, right? The main meat of the chapter is Orochi and the smile fruits. I don't
really feel anything for Orochi, hate or love. So
I actually like we knew that at some point we have to understand why he's like evil, because like we understand that he's evil, right? We keep on getting told that he's evil, but like what has he actually done? And like now we get something that he's actually done that we can hate.
Well, like no, we've seen things like you can look at the overall state of Wano and blame that to him. I think the thing is like he's one of those characters where it's like he's so simple that it's I don't know if you can actually care about him. It's like I'm bad guy, so bad guy gur.
My argument is like
so
we know
evil.
We know Orochi doesn't want the borders open, but does opening the borders help the poverty issue? Like, are they separate or are they the same thing?
Like, I mean, apparently there's been a port that's been open for forever, so I guess it didn't matter, right?
So like, the opening the borders should be a separate issue to poverty. I don't understand what the point. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't think it's not about poverty. I think it's about control. When you have the borders closed, you can control the planet. So I think
it's about that. I think it's about like a history thing.
Yeah.
No,
it's not really. It was like a cultural like decision for them. And I don't think it's like the Kozuki were the people who closed the borders. It was the Kozuki who did that.
Dritz, look at the Straw Hats, though. They literally came from the outside, and they're about to turn this world upside down. Had they not come in, everything would have just been the same, right? So it is about control.
It's about control, but it's also like Wano wasn't poor when the borders were closed. It's about like Orochi is the main, is the main.
It's kind of like North Korea.
Sure, but like the main goal of the arc is to open the borders and achieve, Odin's will. But like we don't actually know how that helps people. Like how does that help the
reason they were closed? What was the reason they were closed?
See some City of Gold shit. Like we don't actually really know that much.
Yeah, like thieves and stuff, wasn't it? So
yeah, but that's kind of a weird argument that we don't know too much about. I'm sure there's more to that story than just thieves stealing stupid shit.
No, I don't think so, dude.
Maybe opening up the borders helps the economy grow.
Sure,
somehow.
I understand that argument, but like, is Oda gonna start talking about economic policy in the middle of One Piece?
Yeah, no, I think it's probably something way simpler than that.
I think it's like some bullshit like, oh, they have an ancient weapon, so they have to keep it safe, so they have to close the borders.
I think it's basically just a rinse and repeat of what is it, Jaya?
I think it has to do more with the ancient weapons, to be honest, because like we already got, like, what does the city of gold mean for Wano? Like it could be a metaphorical. Like,
well, I mean, it was a country of gold, but we had an actual city of gold.
Sure, but we've already done that.
Yeah, and now we have a whole country.
Yeah, so
they seem kind of connected.
I'm not sure if it's actually going to be actual like gold or like more of a prosperity kind of idea. You know what I mean? So just like
I would say you could probably actually say that it might be real gold because there's a way that you don't have to explain this, but it would tie into the lore to Ancient Kingdom and Wano, where it's like, the people of Jaya, they were not advanced enough to actually carve a city of gold, and they didn't even have that as a material. How did they even get the city of gold given to them? And you could say it was Wano that was tied into that.
Like the craftsman from Wano, because they have
Yeah.
poneglyphs shit. So you can, okay. But like, so all the gold was stolen, and then they had to. So that's the story, and Ryuma failed.
Well, no, I think it will
see
be like a thing of like it will be similar, in my opinion. It will be similar to like a thing of like ruined trust between individuals. I think one of them is going to be Ryuma, and I think another one's going to be like a character that was from the outside, like the Noland equivalent.
Okay. So like the white guy who ruins everything.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah.
He's probably straight too.
And Christian,
Yeah, man.
the way I view Orochi's character, when you said we don't know why he's evil, the way I see him is that he was a brat that grew up spoiled. I mean, this is just headcanon, but it could be just that he grew up spoiled and he grew up by himself, so he never really interacted with people, and he always had servants and maids, and he always treated them badly. So now he's doing the same thing to the whole country. So he's probably just spoiled, honestly.
He's just going to be jealous
Yeah.
of Udon.
Yeah, it could be that. It could be also something more relevant to Wano itself. Yeah.
Kind of like the celestial dragons, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. But I could say that, but I also want more. I also want because like border policy is a complicated argument, and like if Orochi's just evil and there's no like back and forth between those ideas, like come on, Oda, what are you doing? You're just like open border policy is the right way. You're just telling us at
We
that
need to
point.
relax on your political.
But like that's the point of the arc. he's going close borders bad. That's what he's saying.
Isn't it supposed to mirror
Tell
Japan?
us why it's bad. He's not telling us why it's bad.
Isn't it supposed to mirror Japan?
Yeah, I know, but please tell us. Like you can't use a historical argument in a fictional universe and explain it that way.
Christian's very political, by the way.
All right. Like it's based off Japan. That's not an answer within the One Piece world. You know what I mean?
So what do you want? Oda to lay out economic policy?
No, I want him to go. You can do it simply. It's just like you have to tell us why Orochi's closed borders are good. Like you have to tell us.
Hey,
Oh,
boys,
wait.
I'll talk to y'all later. I gotta get going. All right.
See you around.
I'm almost done.
Christian
Yeah.
Christian is right though. We need a reason for why things are happening. Oda can't just tell us something is the way it is just because. He's right about
Just because of history, and you should know about Japan. That's not an answer.
right. I agree with that.
That's true as well. But like for me, my most important thing is like I just want it to be like told in a way that actually like feels like I'm immersed. Where it's like for like I don't want to have to wait until the end of Wano to actually like realize that Orochi is an actual character.
Yeah, we need like as soon as we get that Onin flashback, we'll understand Orochi. Like that's basically
my thing is like this is like a personal critique of mine, so it's not necessarily like it's not necessarily objective. I don't think it's always a good idea to like be like, oh yeah, I'll give you the context later, and it's just gonna look silly for the first 2 years of me writing this until I give you the answer, kind of thing.
Like my argument is we need that Onin flashback as soon as fucking possible. Otherwise, like nothing anyone does matters.
Right.
Just give us the fucking Onin flashback. Stop still waiting him. Just give it to us.
We don't have a reason to care, and we don't know people's motivations unless we know why.
Exactly. So we need that fucking flashback. Pissing me off. He's gonna save it to the end, and then it's gonna be like a retrospectively tell us why everyone's bad.
I also hope like as far as the flashback goes, I want it to be like an actual like long flashback. We haven't got one of those in a long time.
Fucking will.
Which is why like it kind of feels like there might have been a missed opportunity with Yasu there as well, because
100%.
Yasu essentially got like 4 pages across 2 chapters, and it's just like it feels so discombobulated. It doesn't actually tell a narrative.
Dude,
with the character.
when Yasu got shot, I'm like this has zero impact because we don't know anything about this character.
When we had
like,
a little bit.
If we had the flashback and like why he's a good guy and all the shit we have now, when he died, it would have been a way more impactful death.
We know more about him now after he died than we did before, and that was just from one chapter.
Like that was my biggest problem with that death, because it's like
here's how I think Oda should have organized it. He should have shown us this flashback of Yasu first, and then shown us Yasu right now going to what's the old hag, the old ninja? What's her name? What's her name,
Shinobu.
guys? Shinobu. Okay,
Yeah.
right. And then Yasu goes to her. She doesn't recognize him because he looks different, and he's under a different pseudonym, right? So we
Yeah.
won't know that it's Yasu. And then Oda shows us Yasu dying, and he lets us know that both characters are the same person.
Well,
He
the
should've
thing
done
for me
that.
is like you didn't even have to do that. Like you can actually save the flashback until after he dies, but before he dies, you have to spend time on the character he is now.
That's true.
Because
But-
like waiting until after a character dies to get the flashback, it's kind of like a give and take thing. It depends on how you do it. So like there was like multiple arcs built up for Ace especially with Luffy, and then after Ace died, we got like 6 chapters or 7 chapters of flashback telling an entire story for the character, and for me, I think that worked.
Yeah, I
Now-
think I think that didn't work, Dritz. Like in my opinion, I think.
Oh
that
yeah,
didn't work.
why do you think that?
Because if you go back and like read Marineford, it just seems like Ace is just a whiny bitch. Like he has no real reason to hate his father. You know what I mean? Like you don't understand that context until he dies, and then like the impact of Ace's death didn't really affect me at all because I'm like, okay, it affects Luffy, but like, do we actually care about Ace? And then after all that, we get the flashback, and then it's like, all right, I get it now. Like he was left alone, all that kind of shit. He was judged by his father, whatever. And that was just like, oh yeah, cool. Like I wouldn't like the flashback. I feel like the flashback is always better before the death of a character. I don't think it's never like when is it
For that, I think it comes down to execution and how you actually feel about that mechanic. I feel like that's kind of like that's a legit criticism you said
yeah.
that you had. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's fair to say.
The
Yeah,
only thing
well,
we knew about Yasu before he died was that he was Otoko's dad and he helped the people who visited.
Well,
he wasn't developed
let me-
enough for us to care about him dying.
let me go back to the Ace flashback, right? The only reason why I can like get why the Ace flashback happened when it did is because Oda wanted to reveal the Roger is his father reveal in Marineford. You know what I mean? He didn't want to reveal it earlier because then it wouldn't have been a reveal.
Well, no, I think
Yeah.
for me it was the major thing of like this is how I interpreted it, and maybe it was different. Is that Oda really wanted to like hammer home that Luffy actually lost everything, because during Marineford, whenever Ace mentions Saba, we don't actually know who he is, and so we just feel like Luffy's lost one brother, and then we see the flashback, we actually realize that Luffy lost everything.
Yeah, but wouldn't the Ace's death be more impact if Luffy loses everything in that moment because we know that Zabo died? Like, wouldn't that be more?
Well, I feel like there also would have been possibly a difficulty in like because when a lot of people were reading Marineford, they were like no, they thought Ace was going to die or something was going to happen, but then whenever Ace actually got freed, they're like, okay, something's gonna happen here.
Yeah.
If we got the flashback first and then Luffy did the thing with Ace, was like, promise me you'll never die. I feel like that would actually kind of take away from the moment of how it happened.
Would have been
no
too
time. There's no place to do the flashback. Marine was
I feel like you do it. I
was
feel like
moving
you
too
do it.
fast.
No, I feel like you do it after Amazon Lily. I think that's when you blend the Ace flashback.
You could have done it on the way to Impel Down.
Yeah, so Impel Down has more context, and then Marineford has more context to it. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted
you're
to post
right,
it.
because they're setting off the save age, so they give you
Yeah.
a reason.
To begin with, yeah, it would have
yeah.
given you. Yeah,
I agree.
that's where I would have placed it if I were doing it. But
And also, that's like then you have Impel Down and then Marineford for it to stir in the back of your mind, and you forget a bit. Whereas if it happened just
Yeah.
before, then you'd think, oh, he's going to die.
Yeah. So basically how I would have done, like if Act 2 of Wano, I would have started with the fucking Odin flashback. Legit. I just wanted to open with the Odin flashback. Just open the
I want
curtains. Just open the curtains.
I mean, that would have been way
Like-
stronger.
Everyone meets up, and then someone tells the story of Odin, and then we do our business. That's how I would have done it. Like I guess Luffy does get to hear it, but Luffy wouldn't have cared anyway. So like, yeah, yeah. I know Oda wants to like keep all the characters secret until he wants to reveal them. So that's why he's not doing the flashback. But come on, just give us the flashback.
Well, the weird thing about that is like I don't. This could be recency bias, but I don't remember a time where like Oda has gone to like every single character and just like put shadows around them.
Yeah,
Even the retainers are getting
new.
shadows. It's like everyone's kept in secret. You're not gonna know anything. You're just gonna have to wait.
It's definitely a new thing within the arc. Like Oda's always done so, Shichibukai, or what Jinbei looks like, all that kind of shit. He's always done it, but like now that he's doing it within the arcs, like mentioning characters before he shows them. It's kind of
like now we're seeing like flashbacks where like that character's there, but they're just blacked out.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's a new thing. It's just a new thing Oda's doing.
Maybe he's trying it out. I don't know.
Yeah, like he's trying to he's trying to get you like. He's always trying to make you think about mysteries in One Piece. So he's like, "Oh, what does this character look like?" They're gonna have to wait and find out. I wonder what people.
But it's working though, isn't it?
Is it though?
That's what we're talking about.
I think people are getting more pissed off than intrigued. You know what I mean?
Because it's gone on for too long.
Well, the only reason they're pissed off and intrigued is because what that was replaced with.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Because I mean, Act 2 has just been like, all of the plot points. I mean, there have been cool parts of the plot points, but like, I feel like people are getting fed up because like there are cool things happening, but it's always like, yeah, we'll off screen that and we'll tell you what happened later. The show versus tell dynamic is kind of being stretched to its limit.
Yeah, like
they're just cutting away.
Like people are saying like, "Oh, I like this better," but my argument is it's like un-Oda-like. This is not why we read One Piece. You know what I mean? Like Oda doesn't skip shit. Like in most arcs, Oda doesn't skip shit. It's like a recent thing. People like make the argument like Oda skipping things is not a recent thing and it's always happened. No, that's not true. I don't know where people are getting this from.
Do you not think it's a symptom of having too many plot points going at once?
Yes.
If you cut a few out.
We made that argument 1,000 times.
That's been a growing issue since the time skip began.
Yeah, it's because
really
it's no longer centered around crew. It's fucking political and all that kind of shit. So you gotta have
characters we know nothing about and don't really care about.
But in his defense, how can you not have so many plot points with so many characters?
Well, the thing is, here's the thing: you don't have to introduce as many characters as you do.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like Oda prides himself on introducing a million characters, but like, okay, number doesn't equal quality.
Also, number of plot points doesn't equal complexity within the story.
Right.
Like that's a fallacy. It's just like.
No, I agree with that, but then okay, let's say he focuses on 2 plot points, okay, and these plot points are gonna require certain individual or characters. But then later on in the story, we're gonna be wondering, well, okay, if these guys were doing this, what was everyone else doing? Were they just doing nothing?
It depends what you mean by everyone else. It's much easier to tell a cohesive story with a smaller party than it is a big party.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah.
I agree, but what I'm saying is that there are too many characters involved now. For example, what is Kaido doing? Big Mom is within the vicinity, and he's not doing anything about it. He's just laughing about it.
Oda made a rod for his own back by having Big Mom here. Like, that's a plot point that he had there. Like, I don't know what you know what I mean. Like, it's not our fault Oda put all these plot points in there. Like, you didn't have to have Big Mom turn up now. You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, even with Big Mom turning up, it's like the Big Mom turning up stuff that should have been focused on more as a plot point, but it was kind of thrown to the side. And much of the Big Mom turning up is a much more interesting plot point than like going to Hungry Town and being like, oh, these people are hungry.
Zoro losing a sword.
Or speaking of which, Zoro's journey and being separated from the crew was pointless.
Yeah, it was just a story. It was just a fucking. We know it was just a story. We're acting like.
That is for me. I'll be talking about that. That is very disappointing. That his journey basically meant nothing.
I mean,
he got injured, so he had to sit there nearby.
It gave him a connection to Toko, which now he's saving. So I guess it did that. But like, that's basically it.
Yeah, except the main Straw Hat group met Kamurasaki before Zoro did.
Not all of them, but yeah. But we all knew that Zoro getting lost was just to keep him out of the fucking story.
Yeah, we knew he was gonna keep him out of the story, but it feels like it was basically just actually to keep him out of the story instead of like leading somewhere. Well, maybe next chapter will change all of that, but it definitely feels like there was like a giant loop around that actually hurt Zoro's portrayal rather than help it. Because I mean, Zoro's character in this point in time that he got separated has taken a turn for the worst.
Like, how is his character different, Drew?
So the reason his character different is that, as an example, and I'll be using this again in my review, is that Zoro, out of all of the Straw Hats, this is factual, Zoro is the only person who doesn't understand the plan and context surrounding Luffy getting beaten.
Yeah.
He was separated from the crew.
Yeah.
Zoro, what Zoro's knowledge is, my captain was defeated by Yonko and imprisoned. And then his response to that is, I'm going to go gamble. Zoro is the right-hand man to Luffy, and is the person that he should be affected the most by that. All the other Straw Hats are like, their reactions were off-screen, but off-screen they came with a plan. It's like, yeah, we'll have Raizo go and check up on Luffy to see if he's okay, so we'll do this. Zoro isn't part of that at all, and he's acting as if he's a part of the plan.
I mean, you could make the argument that Zoro trusts Luffy so much that he doesn't.
He got defeated by a Yonko.
That's the argument. I'm just giving you the argument, dude. So I'm not saying it's good.
That argument is so.
The Straw Hats.
He has ultimate faith in Luffy.
That's a fairy tale argument. I believe in my friends, and they'll that's a fairy tale. Like, seriously.
Zoro just met Luffy, and he's like, okay, we got things to do here. The next thing he finds out is that Luffy was defeated again by the very person they came here to beat in probably horrific fashion. And it's just like, his reaction is a meme. It's like, you know,
way more urgency.
That is not the Zoro I know. Because like, at least after that, you could have had Zoro been like, I need to go find him. Like, Luffy's in trouble.
Right. Oh, right.
That's true.
And
instead, Zoro's like here sleeping with like, you know, little children and shit. And
well, Chopper says like it doesn't matter.
Going sightseeing.
He should recover.
I mean, Chopper's more worried about Luffy than Zoro.
Just to play devil's advocate with Dritz right here. I mean, I completely agree with you. Zoro's plot point that went absolutely nowhere, and I'm disappointed. But maybe he introduced Zoro to Yasu and Sanji to Toku, and this is how he wants their paths to meet, right? Sanji and Zoro. This is how he wanted them to meet.
Yeah, but so that wasn't necessary because all of the other Straw Hats met those exact same characters.
No, they know the exact same characters. I agree, but it's kind of like to give them a point of context, a reason for them to interact with each other. You know, something that they care. Basically.
All right.
See what I'm saying?
I'm done.
Alright, let me make the final point. And I know this is a stretch, and I know it's not going to really work, but could you make the argument that Zoro's more invested in the original plan of not making a ruckus than saving Luffy? Could you make that argument?
No.
Why not?
Continuity matters with Zoro.
But we know Zoro wants to take the New World seriously, and does he take that New World seriously more than he does?
No, it boils down to the trust in his captain. That's all
Luffy.
it really matters.
Yeah, but the argument is like, does he take the New World so seriously that he's not willing to save Luffy?
What's actually happening is he trusts.
No, there's no way that can be the case.
Yeah, that's why I say it doesn't make any sense at the start.
Yeah,
that
would be
Krishna's got it into this new thing of making up arguments and then saying he doesn't believe in them. So
yeah, I'm just putting the arguments out there.
So there's no point bringing it up.
Devil's advocate. Bringing up conversation. Someone thought you'd understand how conversation.
Yeah, bro. You gotta watch more Sargon and JP, mate.
Well, yeah, mate, I'm just putting in arguments that could be
like
thought about.
As far as the point of like this was supposed to be how Zoro met Yasu, I would be totally fine with that, honestly. But the way that it went about was that the most important part was off screen.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that, Dritz. Like if we actually saw how they met, it'd be more
it's like Zoro's connection with Yasu feels so superficial. It's like this is how I feel about it. I know it's forced whenever Luffy in this chapter, shouldn't even really care about this, but he says the most corny line. It's like, it sucks when people die. And like, it's supposed to be like, that's how much Luffy cares about this guy. That's how great he is. And it just feels like all of the important stuff was
I
thrown
got
to the
more-
side so that we could get to this one point in time as fast as possible.
I got more of an
In fact,
Ace.
he was reading from a script.
I got more of an Ace vibe from that line, but that's just me.
But like, okay, well, what? Why is that? Why do you feel that?
I think he was just
Who
thinking.
laughed
back.
whenever Ace died?
Yeah, but that's why he's saying no one should laugh when someone dies, because he knows the pain of death. So he's like, why are people laughing? He relates it back to himself. But that's just
It
that's
didn't
just
sound
Well,
like
it
Luffy.
wouldn't necessarily make sense because no one laughed at Ace.
But that's not the point. Like, you know that death is supposed to be bad, and people are laughing as counter to that. So in Luffy's mind, he'll be like, people laughing at tragic event equals bad.
Well, if that
Because
happens to
I've
be the
been through
case, then the result of that has to be that Oda has to explore that for Luffy, for that to make sense in this context. It can't just be like, figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
Without their, it's like the entire situation I talked about whenever I talked about how the Toko plotline could go with Luffy. That needs to be explored with that mindset for that line to make sense. Because if you separate that from what we don't know it's going to happen, it's just like we pan to the prison. Luffy says it sucks when people die, and with like a mean face that he's on, it does not feel real to me. We'll see, but like I don't know. The Yasu thing, I really wish that there were like Zoro had more time or any time at all with Yasu, or like we got to see how they met and like things like that.
As I've said to you, the pacing's erratic in Wano. That's basically what I've said.
It really is all over the place.
Why are we watching Drew's video on the stream? He gave you video a dislike on stream.
Yeah, that's a fire intro though.
That's pretty good. All right, we ending the stream.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, end the stream. All right. Turn it off or not?
Hang on.
Oh, he's gone through disliking all of Drew's videos.
Alright, so thanks for everyone for coming up. Shout out to Lothar and everyone else who donated. Shout out to Dritz, who'll be on the show next week. I'm sure it'll be a fun one.
Oh, Dritz, the return
The
return of the dark.
I'm sorry if you get dislikes.
The return of the Dark King.
That's fine, dude. Fuck.
Christian's turning into Dritz.
Although if you
every
get dislikes,
day.
it's on yourself because I won't bring up things unless I'm prompted
Oh,
to.
I'll prompt you, dude. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I feel like it's become a game recently. It's like I have been trying to not say anything that's like negative without being prompted, but people are like actively seeking me out for my negative opinion.
All right.
See you, boys.